right.
Our brains have never been working, so.
We're about to be on the MTB normal MTB page.
Ooh, what's that? Yo.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get a picture of him.
Yeah, no, I gotta do the reverse.
Oh,
Sick. All right, see you back.
sweet. I have my.
Nice.
So one thing is that my camera can only record like 20 minutes at a time. So I'll be standing up like every 20 minutes and hitting the re-record button.
What is that?
Well, we got 2 angles going.
It's like a super basic.
3100 or 3400?
Yeah, it's like a super basic Nikon.
Nice, good stuff.
My
dude.
parents gave it to me in college, and
Dude, that's the way to do it. Am I talking okay? Does that sound good to you?
yeah, no, it sounds really good.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
The
levels later.
yeah.
Okay.
The only thing is that you always have to be like within. Nice. You always have to be like within 6 inches of the microphone for it to like catch good.
So
you
if
can also tilt it a little bit. Here, do this little knob. Yeah.
Right. Just like that,
Tilt it up. A little more.
right there.
More. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Does that sound pretty good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's crispy.
That's
There we
way
go.
better.
Yeah.
You can even hear it on
We
mine.
can turn this down a little if we want.
Okay.
You can do like ASMR.
Yeah, like right there's probably good.
ASMR.
Yeah.
You don't have too much. Hey guys, I'll be eating some Doritos today.
All right.
Hope you enjoy it.
This is the full 9 yards right here.
By the way, what's your last name?
Bauer.
Bauer.
Bauer?
Yeah, Bauer. Yeah.
Bauer.
And your
Jack
first
Bauer?
name is Sebastian,
That's
with
my,
a Z.
No, it's just S. It's
Oh, okay.
SEBASTIAN.
Is it Sebastian?
Yeah, technically,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Or in German, because I'm half Mexican, half German. It's like Sebastian or Sebastian in Spanish.
Oh,
yeah.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Sebastian Bauer.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Well,
Nice.
that's a good start. Here we are, live and direct, the Freehub
Yes.
Podcast, coming to you on a foggy June afternoon. And we have a very special guest here, none other than, we just learned his name, Sebastian Bauer. You probably know him as Normal Mountain Biker.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen his videos, you've been sleeping under a rock. He's everywhere, and we are super stoked to have him here. So thanks for coming.
Very
by,
happy
man.
to be here. I'm so glad you guys are doing this. First of all, it's amazing you guys are setting up the show, and thanks for having me. So,
Dude,
Cool.
thank you for coming.
Yeah.
really professional setup too, I must
Yeah.
say. This is epic for first timers doing this stuff. This is awesome.
Dude,
So-
we're
That's-
winging it.
yeah.
That's the biggest compliment we've gotten.
That's so sick.
We're doing good. Oh, I forgot we're in the Sunset District of San Francisco, California. We
Foggy
gotta,
day.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got to add that in.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. So I think a lot of people on the internet will know who you are. I think if they're watching this, they'll probably know who you are. But for people who don't, who are you?
So I go by Seabass online is like my nickname, but Normal MTBer is like a channel that I do, and it's myself, my brother Durs, and my close friend Matthew. Like the three of us kind of just go out on random escapades, do like crazy YouTube stuff, Instagram videos, TikTok, YouTube shorts and all that. We just do a bunch of comedy videos in the mountain bike world, and just try to make people laugh. That's what it's all about, There's the bike industry is way too serious sometimes. So if we can come in there and add a little bit of zing to it, a little bit of unseriousness, if you must say, right? We try to make it happen. So yeah.
You started popping off on my recommended like a while ago, like 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing it for about it's gonna be year 3 this October, I think.
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
already?
we started about October of 2020. So
Damn.
Okay.
yeah. So it was one of those lockdown projects.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, when did all this start? Like, when did you really get into making these videos? Like,
Yeah, so I got to kind of wind back for that. Back during the lockdowns, when the world was all shut down, everything was all weird. We were kind of myself and my brother both worked in construction at the time, and things just got kind of weird as it did with everyone else, and we were stuck at home. And we live in Marin County, California, and there's lots of mountain biking out there. And we grew up riding in the area. And way back in a past life of mine, I was actually a videographer, so I did traveled around. Yeah, I traveled around doing
how old were you when you did that?
I started off in high school, so I was 16, 17 when I started it. And then all through like junior, senior year. And I had a buddy of mine that we worked together. We kind of had a little business that we did. And we would travel around to like all over California to do the California Enduro Series. And we did a few other races as well that we would film, and just random riders, like dudes who were trying to come up, and people who worked for companies and whatnot. We would just do like just videos, like bike shops, pro riders, whatever it was. We just travel around and film videos for them.
Do those videos live on the internet anywhere?
They do, yeah, they do. You can go. Oh, geez, I don't even know where they are.
Are they on YouTube?
I think some of them are on YouTube. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'll tell you guys where it's. It's somewhere. I know on Pink Bike for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the name. It's so long ago. I don't remember any of this stuff. Right.
Wow, yeah.
But if you were to look, I know at a certain point I had something called Farita Films. And then also like Farita, and that stood for something, but I'll keep it PC. So you hear. So
you can not keep it PC. So.
Yeah, you can tell us what
we can curse.
I'll tell you after the show. This was a little bit intense.
One of those high school ones.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. And but the other one was that if you just go into like the California Enduro Series YouTube channel or on their website, a lot of the videos from a few years back, like that was all myself and my buddy Mitch. We were the ones filming all that stuff, and we edited it all together and produced the recaps of the videos. So so I had a background in doing videography already in the bike industry. And then, one thing led to another. I kind of stopped mountain biking for a few years, lived a normal life, went, did the whole get a career, work my way up the ladder. And
was that construction?
Yeah, that was in the construction world. I mean, I did a lot of odd jobs between then and now, but that was the main thing. I was able to kind of build my way up in that, and to the point where I was doing like project managing and supervising and stuff like that. And then the lockdowns hit, and my brother and I, which we work for the same company, we were just at home, and we're like, what the hell are we gonna do? We're just sitting around, and so we kind of just like tampered with the idea. Like we had an idea, like, oh, let's like we wanted to start a clothing business. Like that was the original idea. We're like, oh, let's start a clothing brand in the mountain bike world, and kind of know how to do it. And so we just started taking pictures, and originally it was him. So we had my Canon 70D, and we would go out to some of our local trails and just take pictures of my brother, because he was a little more photogenic. He looks a lot more like the standard rider. So in my eyes, I was like, he's like skinny. He's like pretty fit.
He's good looking. He's good looking.
He's got the model physique for sure. Yeah. and so I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like you're the standard looking mountain biker, but you kind of are the epitome of what everyone wants to be as a mountain biker. Mm-hmm. And you're also good at riding. So let's just go out and I'll take photos, because I know I have a photo background and everything. I'm like, I'll just go do that stuff. And we started the channel.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was actually called something different before Normal MTBer, but I don't remember what that was. No. It was something that was insignificant. Like it was something that was not cool. But then one day we changed the name, and then like maybe 6 months into doing that, like we weren't really doing anything. Like we were kind of getting, some attention and some photos and stuff, but we weren't really growing. It took like a month or so to get to like 1,000 followers or something like that. And like, and that was with using all the sketchy techniques, like the go through follow for follow. So I would go through like accounts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would go to like Aaron Gwynn's like page or something on his Instagram. And I'd go to the people who were liking his posts. Cause my mindset was like, oh, if I go through and like all these people's posts, they're going to follow me because they're already following Aaron Gwynn.
Who likes this post, and they click on your
profile.
profile.
So it's like an easy way to like see who's going to give you the engagement. Right. And so I totally hacked it.
Yeah.
And like this is the first time I'm saying this to anybody. Like I totally hacked it.
We got to do that for our page.
Yeah.
We're grinding.
Wow. Yeah. And I don't suggest the technique really that much nowadays. It worked back then, but nowadays Instagram and all those pages, they all know what they're what you're doing nowadays. Yeah. They're much more sophisticated now. But I just went through and like followed a bunch of people and then unfollowed them and then followed more and then unfollowed them. And that's how we got our first 1,000 followers, basically, was by doing that. And
wow.
How long did it take you?
That was about a month of doing that. Like I would go through like every day, and like I would follow like maybe it would limit you to like 100 or 200 people at the time that you could follow in one period of time.
Damn.
And so I'd go day by day and do that. And then of like 100 or so, it would end up being like a handful of those would actually follow you back.
Yeah.
And I was like, sick. I was so stoked. I was like, oh my God, it's actually working. Right. I figured out the Instagram hack, right? At the time, the quote Instagram hack. And so we basically just did that. And like I said, disclaimer, don't do that. Like it's gonna screw everything up for you nowadays. But back then it worked.
For you.
It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so we pretty much got to about 1,000. I was like, okay, this is kind of sketchy. I should stop doing this. I don't exactly remember what kind of got into us, but one day my brother and I were out for a ride on some of our local trails that we were digging on, and I didn't say that, but I don't dig. Digging's bad for the environment.
Oh yes,
digging jumps is bad. Don't
we
do
only
that.
ride legally sanctioned trails.
Yeah,
of course.
And so we're out there, and something just comes across. I'm like, let me see what happens if we like film a little like reel, because that was around the same time where reels were becoming a thing on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me see. Like, there's probably at the time I was like, there's probably no viability with any of this stuff. Like, let's just try it out. And like, I handed the iPhone to my brother, and I was like, hey, film me going like down this jump thing and then around this corner a couple times, and let's just post it. Yeah. So I posted that with like some hardcore like rap music. I think it was like Suicide Boys or something. Like at the time, like some hardcore, like
going hard on the bike,
you know.
Yeah.
And then I posted it, and it like within like the first day, I got like 50,000 views, and that was the most we had ever gotten on like anything. Like before that, it was like we were like maybe max like 500, 600 views at that point.
Why do you think that got so many views?
I think it was, going in hindsight now, or going back, like thinking about it, I think it was because there was really nobody my size at the time that was posting anything really on social media of them riding. And I mean, I'm sure there was, but I think we just hit that like really nice point where reels were the new thing. The Instagram was really pushing those, and we just hit a very particular niche in that very, very specific moment. Like it was like right place, right time kind of situation. And then it just popped off. Like the first day, it got like 50,000 views, and my brother and I were like, oh my God, what's going on here? And like that was the first time we hit like over like 1,000 or 2,000 likes on a post or something, and we were just like, our minds were just blown. We're like, what is going on?
You feel like a celebrity where you're like,
it was that first moment where I was like, oh, there's actually something here to this, right? So that kind of just popped off on that post, and it ended up doing pretty well. It got like, I don't know what it is. I haven't checked it in like months and months.
Is it still there?
It's definitely still there.
Okay.
You can go on my Instagram and go all the way down, way down, like 600 posts down or whatever. It's down to close to the beginning, and it just popped off, and we realized like that was kind of the aha moment for us of like, okay, there's something with this whole, larger mountain biker thing, and there's something with like, because it wasn't a very serious video. It was like me riding, but it was like me. I'm like if you ever watch me riding, I'm kind of a goofball. Like, like I don't look like the normal biker, right? Yeah. So like that, I kind of like put two and two together, and I was like, oh, like there's something here. And from then on, we kind of just like experimented with a bunch of different things. Like the next like 6 months after that was us just kind of going through different cycles of like what we're gonna like, let's try this idea, that didn't work, let's try that idea, that doesn't work, and then just constantly evolve to the point where we are now. And we're constantly evolving too. I mean, we're changing stuff up all the time. And that's kind of where it popped off, and here we are now a few years later, and it's like, it's
pretty amazing. Yeah, it's cool to watch.
It's weird. Yeah,
you mentioned that you're like a goofy rider, but I've seen you ride, dude. You rip.
Thanks,
you shred.
Yeah. What's your background with riding? Like, you're a good rider. Like, you got a bag of tricks. Where did that come from?
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I really don't consider myself a good rider, sorry to shoot you down there.
No,
but.
I think a big part of why your reels are relatable is like sometimes it's like you do tricks that are honestly like surprising. It's like, oh my God, he's doing that, and it's like, it's sick, like it's inspiring, and I think people really relate to that because you're a good rider. Like, you have a good bag of tricks.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal, like to inspire people. I was always like, growing up, I did a bunch of riding. I was, it was the typical thing where it's like, oh, we had the plastic Target or Walmart jumps in the front yard, that mom or dad bought, and we were just out, my brother and I, on like really janky, super clapped out, like hardtails that are not meant for jumping.
When did you get your first proper mountain bike?
Dude, so it was, funny enough, I'm not joking. It was a Specialized hard rock.
Specialized.
And I ride for Specialized nowadays. So
nice, dude,
been in the blood for a very long time. But it was a hard rock, and I remember like being just absolutely just mind blown that my parents would like, because we never grew up well off or anything like that, and my parents were just like, yeah, we'll go. They saw that like we really liked it, and they took us down to I think it was Mike's Bikes at the time in San Rafael, California.
Still there, I think.
It was the location I got this one from was actually before they're at the current location they're at right now. They were like closer to like San Anselmo, but that was like not 20 years, like that was like 15 years ago maybe when they were there. But yeah, so I got that hard rock, and my brother got like some equivalent, type bike, because he's a few years younger than me, so he was a lot smaller. So he got like a little. I was gonna
ask you, what's the age between you and your brother?
Yeah, so I'm 27, and my brother is 24. So so we're about 2.5, 3 years.
Okay.
And but yeah, so that was the first first bike, and then my first like real mountain bike, because that's a mountain bike, right? The Hard Rock.
Yeah, but when was your first like full suspension?
Yeah, your first full squish.
I'm gonna sound like I'm totally cherry picking this, but it was also a Specialized.
Oh my god, no, that's not true. That's not true.
I'm not joking. I have pictures of proof and everything.
How much did they pay you?
No, I'm not. Seriously, it's for real.
He gets $200 every time you mention Specialized.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. It's not that. Yeah, no, it was from Mike's Bikes again at their new location in San Rafael. Back when they used to stock Specialized, and that was a Specialized stump jumper, and it was the first like proper mountain bike that I ever like, proper full suspension bike. It was like, it had the like Fox suspension of like a 32, I think, back when 32.
Yeah, the noodles.
The what?
The 32s were so skinny back then that they would flex so much.
It was a terrifying fork. Yeah, it was. Those are for me especially, because I was big back then as well, and like that was like my first like real like actual like take it serious, like really going to be a mountain biker bike, right? And
how old were you when you got that?
I must have been like, it was between 8th grade and freshman year of high school, so I was
pretty young.
Yeah, it must have been
14, 15.
14. Yeah, 14, something like that. And like before that, like we'd had like, I had some Konas, like the Kona Shred and stuff like that. Those old bikes, which
I feel like everyone, like a Kona's like a rite of passage. Like you had to have a Kona in your garage at one point.
Yeah. And if anyone's listening that has a Kona Shred from like 2006 or 2007, that's like gray. It's that Nardo gray color with the white, like typical Kona writing on the side of it. If you have one of those hardtail bikes, let me know, because I've been looking for one. I want to buy one, like, and just stick it on the wall, because that bike, like, that was kind of the bike that like really changed my perspective on mountain biking. Because I had, obviously the first mountain bike was the Hard Rock, but I got a Kona after that. Like it was the because it had nicer fork on it. It had nicer wheels, nicer tires, and it was just a little bit beefier. So I was able to do a lot more of the jumping and trail riding and stuff.
Yeah, it opened up your riding a little more.
Yeah, and that was the bike that really kind of just like turned it into what, like, kind of the evolution of what it's become now, is that bike. So if you have one of them, if you're sitting there and watching, you have one in your garage and you don't want it, let me know.
Have you looked on Pink Bike for it?
I haven't found it. I look like periodically, like every 1 or 2 weeks I look, and like I like on everything, like every used, every eBay, every whatever.
Just trying to find one.
Have you tried eBay alerts that you can like get an alert?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. No, I haven't tried that.
You should try.
That's a good point. I'm gonna try that out. But,
all right, internet, find it.
Yeah. Thank you in advance.
I want to get back to your content stuff. But before that, I wanted to ask, biking, what made you fall in love with mountain biking? Like, I feel like everyone has something that attracts them to it, and there's something that keeps you here, because it's dangerous, expensive, and difficult. What made you fall in love with riding? Like, what about it?
Well, it's actually a particular moment, but you're not going to believe me again. I'm sorry. This is so much
Specialized.
No, this one's actually not Specialized, believe it or not. My parents, we used to travel a bunch when we were kids. We were very lucky. We had a janky old like RV, right? Totally budget, like janky old RV falling apart.
Probably good times though.
Yeah, it was great times, man. We saw a lot of like Mexico and throughout the United States, and we went up to Canada one time.
Oh, nice.
And yes, we did. We went to Whistler. This is before I knew what like real mountain biking was. This is like the days of like jumping the plastic jumps in my front yard, and I didn't know that there was more beyond just the plastic jumps in your front yard at the time, because I was so young. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And the internet didn't exist, and like my exposure to TV was so limited at the time too. It was like Disney movies,
and the riding
right?
scene was way smaller too.
It was a lot smaller back then, like 1/100th of what it is nowadays, and we just, Whistler was one of the spots that my dad wanted to check out just for vacationing, just to go up there and see the spot, because it's a gorgeous area if you've ever been.
I forget that people go there for reasons other than
I know.
I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful place, but to me it's like Whistler Bike Park, A-line. Yeah.
Did you have the bikes hanging off the back of the RV?
We did, yeah. We had the
like super sketchily. Have you seen those?
They were dangled. Yeah. But yeah, so we went to Whistler, and I don't know if you've ever been there before, but like when you walk out through the village and you have the open area right where the gondolas and the lifts are, it's just right where they have all the crankwork stuff. It's just jumps and berms and people shredding, and all the bikes are coming down. I remember like walking over there after being bored out of my mind, going through fondue places and stuff, whatever, like, walking around those shops.
Yeah,
and
with
stuff,
your parents,
you know?
like,
Just like, what am I doing here? I remember coming around the corner and seeing like the whole bike park there, and I crapped myself. I was like, oh my God, this is like, it just hit me hard. I was like, this is the thing right here. You know, it's like, I've never had something so certain in my life before like that. You know, it's like, it instantly hit me like, this is what I want to do. And like, and then we went out there and really to pinpoint your answer for that question, it's almost like a sense of freedom, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you're out there shredding and you got the wind blowing through your hair and
trees flying past.
Yeah, trees flying past. It's like it's a sense of freedom in the sense where like you're free to not just be in your mind and kind of process everything you got going on in life, or good thing, bad thing, whatever it might be, just processing speeds, you know, double when you're riding, but also the freedom to really understand what reality is about. I mean, you could just mess up just like that, and you're done for, you know, and it's real, you know, it's a real thing, you know, and especially here in the West, we live in such easy conditions. Like, life is so easy for us here, you know. It's like I don't say that in a gloaty kind of way, but it's the reality. Like, it's like I don't really have like, we all have problems in life, but I don't really have like hardships, you know.
Matt and I joke about that, like the 21st century, like sometimes we have such like amazing modern amenities that people like 200 years ago literally fought wars to get like a fraction of what we have. And it's like, oh, we got running water, I got ice cream, like you got I could literally go to the store right now, like down the street, and get like a sugary drink and just drink it. When back in the day, it's like you literally had to fight wars, like you're saying. Yeah,
it's
like, to get some sugar. Yeah, like the world. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
People went crazy for tea back in the day. And spices,
yeah, and salt and stuff like that. But no, I mean that's really it. It's like it grounds you to a certain extent. You know, it's like it's sad to say it in that perspective, where it's like we have to seek out
I totally
that experience,
know what you mean,
right?
Yeah.
But it really, it's like for me, it just kind of completes the circle. You know, it completes the circle of life for me in a lot of ways. So that's
and here in the West Coast, it's easily available too.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're
nice.
lucky. Yeah. We have so many good places to ride, and I don't know if you guys have too much here in the city, don't you?
We do. We got our secret
we have
spots.
our spots. We have our spots.
We got some
also,
fun stuff.
Pacifica is super close. So
Yeah.
We go there
You guys are
all the
lucky.
time,
I wish I
so.
lived near Pacific. I have to drive like an hour 15 to get to it.
I wish I lived closer to Santa Cruz.
Yes.
The more I ride Santa
my
Cruz, the
God,
more I like it.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz is like the capital.
Yeah.
and
Well, hold on.
riding's
No,
so good.
the riding's terrible there. Don't go there.
Never
Like,
go
don't
to
go
Santa
there.
Cruz.
Don't go to
And
Santa
if you
Cruz.
do, only ride the trails on Trails Forks. And
Yeah.
make sure you do a pre-approved loop before you do hand.
Yes.
Before you
Yeah.
do. Yes.
The culture is horrible in Santa Cruz. Nobody mountain bikes.
No.
Yeah.
You know, when you hear people mountain biking, they're usually talking about the boardwalk, just going up and down the boardwalk.
Yes.
That's
true.
there's not the hills don't have anything. It's all garbage up there. So
Yeah.
I agree.
Don't go.
Speaking of which, what are some of your favorite places to ride?
Yeah. So, like, are you talking just in general or geographically, like around here? Or?
I don't know.
How
You
about, Bay Area
You've
and
you've sampled a lot, and I want to like Bay Area and then nationwide.
Yeah. So if we're sticking around here with, let's say, within like a 3-hour drive, roughly, can I do that? Yeah.
Truckee counts.
Truckee counts. Okay. Yeah. I would say probably number one is the TDS Ranch. So up in Grass
I wanna
Valley.
go so bad.
I've never been.
Yeah. Oh, I love that place, man. And the Sanchez family, they're all awesome.
Dude,
Those
how
guys.
was, I mean, to get a little sidetracked,
Yeah.
how was racing TDS and doing all that?
Oh, dude.
How
It's
gnarly
scary.
is the course?
It's so
Yeah.
gnarly, dude.
It's really gnarly,
It's
yeah.
so gnarly, bro.
Is that rock garden, like with all the video and everyone's heckling you, is it really that gnarly?
It's pretty gnarly, yeah. And you have the factor that's like 50% more gnarly because everyone's yelling at you while you're doing it too.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like, because you can't focus. You're like, oh my God, there's people, like, there's like 1,000 people or like a couple hundred people around you just all yelling at your face. And you're trying to focus on this rock garden that's gnarlier than anything that you have within a couple hours drive of you. And you're just like, it's so gnarly. So
Damn.
yeah, it was a great race. Like, yeah, absolutely fun. I had more fun than fear factor to it.
That's good.
Just because I kept it really, really easy. Like, I really didn't try at all in that race. Like, I didn't want to get hurt.
Were people ripping, like just
Oh
flying?
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's funny. You have like half the people that do it are just there to have fun and be with the bros and whatnot, right? And then the other half are like there to somewhat be serious and use it like a training kind of race, right? So it's interesting. Like you'll get dudes that are just absolutely like, you have Mick Hanna. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's like he's one of the fastest.
Oh yeah,
he's one of the
he's a
fastest
ripper,
riders in the world.
Yeah.
Dude, seeing that guy ride down those trails, it's just a whoosh, like whoosh. and then it's gone. You're like, okay, you know,
it's like a speed racer. It's like,
yeah, it's insane. So you have people like him who travel where it's like almost like a mix. Like he's having fun, but for him it's he's out here to train. Like that's the first thing.
He's paying his bills with that race.
Yeah.
Just on another level.
Yeah,
another mindset.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. But yeah, so TDS
is sick.
It was very cool and but it's dangerous. It's funny. I didn't show this in the video that I put out, but I didn't have any like I had some close calls, but I didn't have any that were like almost turning really bad. Except for literally the last like 50 yards of the race, like the last stage, the last day, the last 50 yards. I was riding down, pedaling, and then my foot, while I'm pedaling towards the finish line, clipped a branch or a rock or something that was on the ground and just catapulted me forward. And somehow I sit on my bike, but I totally nutted myself. Like seat went into the nuts, like bent the crap out of my cranks and my pedals and everything. Like totally just totally bent the crap out of how to get new ones. And like, and somehow I survived it. The frame was fine. Everything was fine. Just like, it was one of those moments where it could have just done.
What bike were you riding on that race?
I was on my Levo. So the Levo, and it technically is Levo comp, but I've done like upgrades. I've got new fork, new wheels, it's kind of a unique bike in that sense. But
nice. Were you in the E category?
Yeah, the V category. Because I'm just a baller like that,
Baller. Yeah, so TDS. What are your other favorite places to ride? You get TDS.
So,
I want to go there so bad.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, you should definitely do it. I mean, it's kind of tricky to get allowed to ride there. You have to like do a dig day, and for good reason. Like that's not a bad thing. That's good because it's like it's a ranch. It's privately owned. You know, they don't want people just showing up there. You have to like go there, put your work in. And then they'll do like ride days, dig days, and stuff like that.
I've seen on Instagram they'll call out people with the trail cameras.
Oh
they'll
yeah,
be like we saw you out here. Like
oh yeah. You don't want to sneak into that place. Like it's there's the neighbors have guns and stuff. Like you don't want to go out there. But it's a really cool place. Like that place is probably my favorite place to ride in the whole state of California.
Dope.
Just because of everything combined. Like not just the trails are amazing, the climbs aren't really that bad. Like you can pump out like 7 laps in a day if you wanted to. It's just like a perfect combination of like everything you want. And then obviously if you're out there on a day where they have a dig day or like a ride day, no one's gonna say no to you. Like there's not gonna be any Karens on the trails. It's all private, so you can just go out there. No one's gonna get mad at you for anything. No hikers. No rangers running you off the trails. No risk of tickets. None of that stuff. So it's like a really really convenient like spot when it like for just convenience, like fun wise. Like the trails are amazing there. Like the best trails in my opinion in California, and like. And then you have Santa Cruz too. That's probably my second favorite place.
Better than the Broadwalk
better than the boardwalk.
The boardwalk. The boardwalk at Santa Cruz.
Well, I will say the boardwalk has different areas in Santa Cruz to ride. Like there's a lot more boards to ride on Santa Cruz.
And there's also the walking part too.
The walking part, No, but Santa Cruz has a lot more to it.
Yeah.
But there's always that, there's like you kind of have to be careful in Santa Cruz a lot of times because like some days, like let's say you're riding the stuff that's at the college. I don't know if I should say that or not, but the UC stuff, right?
Dude, it's
everyone knows.
Everyone knows
like if you read the UC stuff, like they're like most times you're going to be fine, but there's that rare occasion where like the rangers actually care, and then they're like waiting at the bottom of the trails, and then you get tickets.
Really? Does that
it happens.
happen?
Oh yeah, it happens. Yeah,
what?
They do it like I don't know how often, but I've seen rangers there before. Like the last time I was up there,
I've never heard of that.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh, they do it. Yeah, they do it for sure. Like the last time I was up there, I didn't get in trouble or anything, but that like we pull out and we're riding on Highway 9 back to our car, and there's a ranger going up the opposite direction. I'm like, wow, that's the first time I've ever seen a ranger out here.
Whoa.
And so they're out there for sure, and they do care sometimes. But I think it's one of those things where I'm sure someone higher up the chain is like, hey, yeah, like go ticket people today or something like that. It's some BS like
Their
that.
Their quotas are low.
Yeah. They're like, why haven't you did any tickets? And stuff like that. And so I'm sure it's something like that. Some bureaucratic nonsense.
They kind of do the same thing in Golden Gate Park, where it's like lawless 99% of the time, and then 2 days out of the year they bring out the rangers on their little like ATVs, and they go and ticket everyone for doing nothing, and then the next day they're gone for like 6 months.
Yeah. I think it's the same scenario up there as well, you know. But just in Santa Cruz, the sheer amount of riding that there is, it's like
so much. It's like a maze.
Yeah,
I get
it's
lost.
unreal. Yeah, and
you
that's
do huge jumps, like the steepest stuff I've ever ridden.
Yeah.
Like ever is in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, and also you have the factor that like a lot of those trails were built by and inspired by like some of the biggest, you know, best riders in the world.
Yeah.
I mean,
the bar's so high out there.
oh, it's amazing. You know, like Semenuk's out there. You know, I think I don't know if he has a house out there or not, but I know that he's frequently out in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Like
we've
you
seen
know,
him out there twice.
Yeah, he's
Our
out
dog,
there. Yeah,
our dog too.
Yeah, Ryan's out there. You know, the McCalls grew up in Aptos, and that's
Yeah.
like right down the street from there. It's like you got Christian Regal, like so many Isaac Wallen, like so many. I can just keep going on and on and on. Like so many guys
Dude,
are
the
out
bar,
there.
They're so good.
You know,
Like, they're
and
crazy good.
yeah. So and those guys like shout out to all the diggers that all the builders out there. You know, it's like. Sorry, I'm coming from a different county riding your stuff, but thank you. Like, come ride our stuff all the time. Like, I don't care. Like, come ride our stuff. But they do such a good job out there. You know, it's amazing. It's like it really is a true community of riding out there, which is like you don't get that in many places. You know.
Yeah.
So that's number 2 for me, and then probably number 3. Probably the stuff up in Truckee. You know.
Shout out Truckee Bike Park.
Yeah, Truckee Bike Park hits.
I cannot
So much
believe
fun.
I cannot believe you hit the big jump line.
Oh,
at
yeah.
Truckee Bike Park.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane. Just the drop.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Drop in.
I got a disclaimer though. That was before they rebuilt it. So they made it bigger now.
The lips,
Yeah.
the lips are like towers.
Yeah, they're big. Yeah,
Insane.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's very BMXy, so it's kind of challenging on a mountain bike, but it's still like, oh my god, man, those jumps are amazing.
I hit the medium
Yeah, we
line,
cleared
and
that.
and that's fun. But
Yeah.
I just look at the big jump line, and I'm like, no way. Just the lip is so steep.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Like, it's so much easier when you actually do it. If instead of looking at you look at it and you're like, oh god, like I get a pit every single time in my stomach when I look at those things. Yeah, you can't look at it. Like if you just like go with the mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna clear everything, and you just hit it, like you'll be fine. I'm not saying you should do it. That's not disclaimer.
Just ride off it, and if you get injured, Bill Sebastian.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, but the first few times, like that first jump, I was totally over clearing it. Like
really?
the first few times, which is why I think they made the lips a little steeper and taller.
Yeah,
because
the
I think-
landings are also way higher too.
Yeah, but I was totally overshooting the landing flat
On a
like,
full squish?
Yeah, yeah, dude. I did it like
crazy.
2 or 3 times. Like the first drop in, it's like a total squirrel catcher because it's like really awkward and like off camber and whatnot.
The
But
wood,
the wood thing,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's so
yeah.
tight too. It's like
Yeah, no, you really on a mountain bike, you have to like really get good speed for that thing, like really crank up at the top platform and like pump into that thing. But you can also overclear that one too.
it's like a 15-foot drop.
Yeah,
Start with,
easily. Yeah, my brother sent that thing straight like to complete flat, and dude, I wish I didn't get on a video or anything. I was just standing next to him, and then all of a sudden, boom, he just sends it straight to flat. Yeah, he was done riding after that. Like it was such a hard hit, man. Like I felt bad for him, but he was all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out Truckee Bike Park.
Yeah, shout out to
I think
those
it just
guys.
opened up,
TBP.
actually.
Yeah, it's back open again. Yeah. I think they've been doing a bunch of work out there. Oh, what are you pulling up right here?
Bro.
Oh, you got the shirt on too.
Yeah.
Truckee Bike Park t-shirt.
Oh, that's amazing.
Gotta support them.
Yeah, of course. I've got a couple of shirts at home as well. So nice.
Nice.
Speaking of which, where's our normal mountain biker
That's a good point. Yeah.
merch?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to send you guys.
I thought you
some.
were gonna bring the bag of goodies.
Yeah, me too. I don't have anything right now, sadly, but yes, I'll send you guys some stuff.
Any
Yeah.
new drops coming? Any new?
We're working on some stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a slow process. For sure. But it's a lot of. I didn't realize how much work it was going to be before getting into it. But dealing with merch is a lot of work. Not to discourage anyone, but it takes a lot of attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got
But a lot of investment too, I bet. Like
Yeah,
for shirts and stuff. That's what I've heard. 'Cause you have to buy. I didn't realize you buy different sizes and you have to.
Yeah.
Big investment.
Yeah, it's a lot more complex. Like you think you just go online and just like look up a shirt company and you're like, oh, I'll just buy a shirt and that's it. Like
Slap your logo in it. And call it a day.
Yeah. It's like it's so much work. It's it's like you have to find the right type because I don't want to sell crap to people. It's
Yeah.
like I want to have good quality stuff. Like I could so easily just go to like some Chinese company and like just mass produce them at like 10
Super
cents
thin.
a pair, you know?
Yeah,
but it's like but they're gonna last like a week, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell that. I don't want to sell good quality stuff, right? So it's like we actually take time to like find like really good quality stuff that's like no, like we don't even really like advertise this, but it's like no slave labor, like none of that stuff. Like we make sure to like find companies that aren't that aren't doing that sketchy stuff, right?
Ethically sourced.
Yeah, ethically sourced, all that stuff, and like and then we try to get as much of it done in the States as well. Like the company that makes our merch, like it takes a while to make it, but like it's all being made like in the States. We got a company in LA that does everything for us. So
that's awesome.
Like they literally make it there, and then they ship it out. It's like cool. It takes a little bit of time, but it's like wow, it didn't just come from some mass produced nonsense out in Taiwan somewhere.
Paul does the same thing with Stoked merch. He was telling us about it.
He has the drop shipping or something like that.
No, I think he has it like made in California too.
Made in California,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's good.
Quality
stuff.
over quantity.
Yeah, that's the name of the game for sure. But we're working on a bunch of stuff. We're gonna start taking stuff in a different direction. So one of the things we want to do is like jerseys and whatnot.
Oh, nice.
There's like
yeah,
it's so hard, man. Like I can't find really many jerseys. Like as far as pants, like I just wear the specialized pants and stuff and shorts and whatnot. And those are great. Like those all fit me. But like when it comes to jerseys, I'm a lot taller of a person.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I can fit into a jersey, like usually like my belly button's hanging out because it doesn't like So like I just can never find stuff that's long enough for my torso. So like that's one of the things that we're working on is like trying to find a company that's able to make those for us, because we can't, like, we're not at my place, we're not like sewing this stuff up, like it's
screen pressing,
all of it, like we just don't have the setup, we don't have the time to do all that stuff. So a lot of it we're outsourcing a lot of the companies that are like in the States or whatnot, and like we're working on jerseys. It's hard to find people who are willing to do what we want to do, because everyone just like takes the standard like person, and so it's like we're really going around hedges at this point. It's kind of challenging, but
not so normal after all, huh?
No, it's not normal at all. No.
Okay. Speaking of work, who's your team, and then what's the average week look like for you?
Yeah, that's a good one. So there's three of us. Like I was saying earlier, it's myself, my brother Durs. We were the two original, people who started. It was just us two at the beginning. And then about 8, 9 months, several months ago, one of my longtime friends, one of my closest friends, Matthew, I've known him for forever, and he actually joined in as well. So
are all three of you full time?
we're all full time with it. Yeah.
When did you switch to being full time?
It's been about for us, like for my brother and for me and my brother, we were basically full time with it for the whole, maybe about 3 months in, we kind of went full time into doing it, like way back in the day when we were still working in construction.
Just be honest. Are you like, I imagine you got to be pretty proud of yourself that you're doing this full time. Like, are you pretty stoked right now? Like, it seems like you're kind of killing it right now. Do you feel that way? Like, are you?
There's definitely like, for sure, I'm very happy. I would much rather be doing this than doing kind of the old jobs that I did or kind of working a normal job, to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. It has its ups and its downs for sure. It's not all glamour and glory. It's like you have, there's days where we're just so slammed with things. We're so behind schedule on a lot of stuff that we need to do that it's like, it's not like you can't just clock out, right? It's like we have to work on it. Like we have to figure it out ourselves, and we have to, make sure that we post the video. We have to stay up to date with that stuff.
Is that stressful, or is it like an enjoyable work?
It's
combination?
It's both. It's both. Like I find a lot of I try to utilize stress to my best abilities, right? Rather than just like see it as a barrier, I see it as like a motivator.
I work better under pressure too.
Yeah, it's like the pressure, right? Mm-hmm. It's like usually under stress. I mean, there's some times where like I just have to like take a day and just be like, all right, screw everything, like turn my phone off and just like not look at anything, right? And but that's very rare. Like that rarely happens. Like maybe once a month, if I'm lucky, I'll just like get away for a moment. But even then, it's like we're always doing stuff. Like there's something I had to post that morning. There's like always something going on, right? Mm-hmm. But as far as like, yeah, it's very enjoyable for sure. Like it's very it's challenging. Like I was saying, you know, like it's rewarding in the same sense as well, because it's like, you know, we can go to events and stuff, and we do a lot of traveling. Like that's one of the really big upsides that we have. Like this year we're gonna go to Whistler. We're gonna be Whistler this year.
When are you going to Whistler?
For Crankworks. So we're gonna be up there.
dope.
That's July, mid-July. We're basically gonna be there for like 2 weeks or something like that. So
Are you flying?
no, we're driving. Yeah, because we're gonna go up to we're gonna stop in Bellingham on the way out. There's some event happening in the Northwest tune-up or something like that. It's happening up there. So we're gonna go to that and straight to Whistler after that. Stay in Whistler for like a week prior to Crankworks, and then once it gets busy, we'll just kind of hang out and ride and whatnot. And like,
Dope.
and then after that, maybe go out to the Sunshine Coast, hit Coastal Gravity Park or something like that.
Yo,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Matt,
heard,
Matt loves Coast Gravity.
Yeah,
He says
yeah.
it's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, and then on our way back down, we'll stop in Bellingham, do all the Galbraith stuff. Like maybe we'll see. Yeah, Doothy. Maybe hit Blue Steel. I don't know.
Dude, I'm going there and
Jackson is going to.
2.5
He
weeks
wants
I'll
to
be
do
there.
it.
Oh,
I'm not claiming
nice.
Blue Steel. I'm not claiming it internet.
Yeah.
I think I'll be humbled, but it's definitely in my mind. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a very big. Like I've talked to people. I'm pretty sure Logan's done it, right?
Logan's done it.
Logan's
Matt's
done
done
it.
it. Euron's done it. And they all say you just got to trust it. Just go fast.
Yeah, just go for it.
Don't do anything tricky with your bike. Just trust the drums.
Yeah, I mean they're so well built. It's like they're kind of dummy proof to a certain extent. If you just follow the trail speed, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like you just got to be comfortable with like massive amounts of airtime.
Yeah, you're just up there like
Hang
1,
time.
2, boom.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that's an upside. So we can travel. We go places, you know, and we're constantly seeing, you know, a bunch of different stuff. I mean, just this last month, like the last like 2 months, basically, like I've only been home like a handful of times. Like it's been like going to this event, traveling to this, you know, over here. We were just in Bentonville.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say, how was Bentonville?
Bentonville's very cool. It's pretty legit. I have a video that I'm working on right now, so I'll have like my full opinions on that. But
Is it really the mountain bike capital of the world?
I will say this. No. But hear me out. It's the mountain or the hilling capital, hill biking capital of the world.
Oh, that's a good.
Because there's no mountains.
It's the flat biking, the boardwalk.
The boardwalk, the broadwalk.
The broadwalk.
No. But let me put it this way: it is definitely one of the best places to ride a bike in the world. Like for sure. I
imagine the community is super supportive.
Oh, it's unreal.
Yeah.
It's so cool, dude. Like for anyone who doesn't know, like the layout is basically you have Walmart started there. So the original Walmart's from there. The Walton family, who are the founders of Walmart, they basically
Money.
Oh yeah. Oh, big
Ka-ching.
time. Like hundreds of millions of dollars worth that they've put into like the mountain biking community there. So it's genius because what they've done is they've basically like turned the town of Bentonville, which is a little town. It's like 50,000 people that live there, into basically a bike park.
Yeah,
like
even the sidewalks have jumps and stuff, right?
Like no joke. Yeah, like there's like this one area where it's like there's like a public school there, and to get to the public school on the sidewalk for the kids, they built a pump track. So the sidewalk is a pump track as you're going to the school.
Dude, as a kid, that'd be
Get your
awesome.
pumps on.
Yeah, like you'll just be driving or riding around town, and like you're just in some neighborhood with like really nice houses because there's a lot of money there, and like you know like mansion, and then it's like jump park, and then mansion. It's like-
That's kind of sick.
Wasn't the town like actually giving away like $10,000 as an incentive to move in there?
Oh,
At
that's
one
really
point?
cool.
I think they were doing that at some point.
Alaska. You get paid to live in Alaska.
No, but I think Bentonville was doing it. It's like, hey, move into Bentonville, and
I could
we'll
totally
give
see
you
them
like
doing that.
$10,000 and a couple of tax
yeah.
breaks. I think.
I wouldn't put it past
Yeah.
them to do that. There's like the whole town is just catered to mountain biking. It's the weirdest thing. It's very cool, but it's strange because you're like you go to this place and you know here in like the city, or you go up to like, you know, Sonoma or Marin County or something, like you see people riding bikes on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And it's like most times than not, it's like some random Walmart bike or some, you know, some Target bike or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Out there, it's like every person riding a bike on the street is on like an Intense, a Yeti, a freaking
Like a decked out
Specialized.
build, yeah.
Like they're all on all those types of bikes, and it's like Kashima coated suspension, like the nicest, you know, Fox, you know, the nicest Rock Shocks or whatever. It's like, whoa, like that's just a mom. like what's going on over here, you know?
Yeah.
And so they're like, it is really like it really is like I said, it's not the mountain biking capital of the world, it's the hill biking capital of the world. Like there's there's no other place that I've ever even heard of or been to
Yeah.
that is so focused towards bikes on all fronts. It's like anything. And not just the town of Bentonville. It's like you go around the area, like within like a 30-minute drive around there, and you're finding like every town has something that's like massively geared towards mountain biking or hill biking in for there, right? Like dirt jump stuff, BMX stuff, like trail riding, whatever it might be. It's like everything there. And like the trails there, like in the town, there's nothing natural. Like it's all fully machine built. Like everything is like totally planned out, even down to like the rocks in the trail. Like everything's placed exactly where it should be.
Yeah.
And it's so bizarre. It's really cool. Like really good riding out there.
It's the
really
exact
good.
opposite of what we have here in the Bay Area. We can't even get a downhill trail.
No, yeah.
It's all man-made and
It's all
illegal.
Yeah. Dug with like sketchy old shovels,
rusty shovels,
nails sticking out everywhere. You know.
I was gonna ask. You're talking about like traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
The Step Up Jam. I asked you. I was like, I'm nervous. Do you ever deal with being nervous? You're like, oh yeah, I get nervous all the time.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, like, how does it feel dealing with success and like some of your reels got like what 3 million views or something? Like like how does that feel to get that attention?
So it's a lot of it kind of comes down to perception of it. Most of the time, I'm just like from my perspective. I'm just working all the time, right? So it's like, you know, I'm at home editing, out filming, you know, we're not really around a lot of people. So 90% of the time, like I just feel like I just live a normal life, right? And then you have that 10% of the time where we go to the jump jam, we go to like on a trail ride, we go to an event somewhere, you know, and then that's where then you get like, you know, everyone's coming up saying hi, you know, like the autographs, the selfies, all that kind of stuff, you know, and then that's when it really hits you, right? And so it's bizarre. I don't really know I mean, it's really cool. It's very, very cool, but it's so weird like being in the driver's seat for it, because it's like you see this from other people, you know, like we all grow up watching movies and celebrities and all that stuff. We're all very used to that in our world here, and like you never really like understand what it's like to be on the other side of that. And so it's weird. Like I'm still processing it all. Like I was
gonna ask, as a kid, did you ever see yourself being like an actor or doing skits or being famous? Were you ever in the theater or anything?
No, never. Like never once. Never. I didn't even have like when I was like a kid, like, you know, we all dream of being something or another. Yeah. Like I always wanted to do something that was like awesome, something that was like epic, you know, that would make waves in something. Yeah. But I didn't know it was going to be like this. Like this was so beyond. Like I said, we didn't plan on it to be like this. You know, we had an idea of what we wanted to do, but we didn't think it was gonna be like this at all. So so I guess I don't know if that answers your question or not.
No, that does. Yeah. What's I'm just looking at my list of questions here to jump in.
Oh, you want me to jump in?
No, what's like does it bother you getting recognized? Like, do you have any? Like saying hi to people?
I love it. Yeah. I encourage anybody if like a lot of time I'm in La La Land, so if you if we're out in the trail or something, just come up and say hi. You know, cool. I'm just out there enjoying myself, so if you can come up and say hi, I love meeting people. You know, I love meeting everybody, hearing people's stories and talking and chatting and stuff. So I'm a big proponent of that. I'm never like, that's so weird. I always found it kind of weird is like some people who are like in like the quote famous people, right, are just, you know, they don't want to talk to anybody. They want to be their own little thing. Like, they think they're too good for everyone else. It's like, no, that's stupid, man.
Yeah. You're pretty grounded. The first time we met you, you were just like super chill with us and answering.
Oh, thanks.
We talked for like 30 minutes.
Wasn't a dick. I walked away and then was calling you guys names to other people.
Stupid that's pretty normal.
That guy looks like Pablo Escobar, dude. You got it.
That was the first thing you told me. Yeah. Like, do you get people calling you Pablo Escobar? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I get it a lot.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing, dude. That dude was a baller. Other than like the murdering and the bombs and everything. Yeah, that dude was a baller, dude.
That's the B-roll. That's the B-roll. Yeah. So do you know how many videos you have in your Instagram page?
It's around like 600 or something like that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, something around that 500 or 600. I don't really know exactly. Yeah.
Which one is the one with the most views?
So it's interesting because platform to platform it changes, right? Like on Instagram, it was the C post video. And then that one, like on my page, it got like 30 something million views, and then like
30 million.
Like 30, it was like, I don't know, like the last time I checked was like 32 or 33 million or something like that. Yeah, but
Dude.
that was just on my page, dude. That thing, I was keeping track for a while for like the first like month. Oh, it got posted everywhere. I was able to tally up, like it was something like I stopped counting around like 400 million views on that. Like I just stopped counting,
dude. That's
then,
more than
yeah.
some countries. Like that's
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that blew my mind because I didn't think that was one of those videos where like it took us literally 2 minutes to do it. Like it was, we literally pulled up. My brother wanted a coffee or something from like Pete's or Starbucks or whatever coffee shop that was, and like we're sitting in the parking lot, and I'm like, this would be funny video. Like, just came up with it on the spot. I was like, I'll take the video off and make it look like the seat's coming out of my butt. Like,
that's the video that
Yeah.
that most of my friends that don't mountain bike send me.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
that video.
He has his
Yeah.
friends in El Salvador send him videos.
oh, really?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
tell him
wow.
it's like, yeah, I know that, dude.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That's crazy. But yeah, that one, and then on YouTube we had one that's like I think it's like 40 or 50 million views right now, and then there's one.
Whoa. Which one?
Passing people on the trails. Actually,
yeah.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I have to double check. It's weird because one of the things people don't know is like on YouTube, the number that's shown to the public of what it says it is different than the number that I see. So like when I'm logged into my account and I can go on like the YouTube app that they give you for the studio app or whatever, like it'll show me like X amount of number for a view, and then I'll look at it from a different account to the public, and it's like 10 million less than that. So I don't know what it is. It's weird. It's like
I
there's
think
like
they have to watch it for like over half the video, or
Yeah.
something like that for it to count.
Yeah, it's weird. I really don't understand that. There's a lot of cryptic stuff that YouTube does in that way, but it's always inaccurate. It's kind of weird. But
Where
yeah.
do you like your videos? Are awesome. They're really
Thanks.
funny.
Yeah, they're
like,
funny.
They're really creative. What's your source of creativity? Like, does it just come naturally? Do you brainstorm? Like, where do you come up with your ideas?
So like I would say probably like 70% of the ideas that we have, it just kind of comes from like I'll just be riding. I'll be on a bike ride, and that's why I make a point to like ride all the time because of this reason, and also because it's fun to do.
it's
Obviously,
bikes.
it's bikes, right? But I'll just literally just be out. Like the day we were at the jump jam, like I came up with like 4 different video ideas. I was just sitting there writing down ideas and stuff for a moment, and they just like I'll see something, you know, we'll be out with friends. I'll just be on a solo ride, and then like something will happen to me, like a struggle that I have with something in particular, and then I'm like, oh, that'd be a funny video idea, and then I'll like write a note, and then I'll think about it for a few days, and then kind of fine tune it, and then just either put it on the back burner for another time or make a video out of it. And then maybe like another 10% comes from like people giving me ideas, like people literally like friends of mine or people that I know or whatever are just like, hey dude, this would be a funny idea, and I'm like, that's amazing, you know, I'll do a video on that. Then another 10% comes from like I'm just scrolling through social media, and then I see a video in some different niche, you know, some random stuff, I don't know, TikToks and whatnot, right? And I see them do something dumb and funny, and I'm like, oh, that I could turn that into a mountain bike video, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll do something like that, yeah.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm on TikTok. I'm on everything basically.
I'm on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, but I have like one follower on Twitter. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, and then like Rumble as well. We're starting to post on Rumble.
I don't even know what Rumble is.
It's like it's where all the conspiracy theorists go.
Yeah.
It's good shit, dude.
Nice.
It's good stuff, dude. Yeah, that's a wild website, dude.
Really?
Oh my god, dude.
I need to check
It's
it out
wild. But the reason why I'm on there is because it's not censored. So like you can kind of just post whatever you want on there, which is nice. Like for YouTube, I have to like a lot of the times like bleep out, or I won't put in like videos, like certain parts of videos, because I'm like, I don't want to get like trigger the algorithm, and like it's something that's like forbidden on YouTube, and it's like it's because that happened to me on TikTok. Like I was almost banned off TikTok completely, like
Why?
several times.
For what?
Dude, early on when TikTok started blowing up like a year or two ago, I was one of the first like mountain bikers, like along with a lot of like Lane Von Ogle's on there, and like, you know, Mark Matthews was on TikTok and stuff. Like you can talk to all those guys, like those guys. They like TikTok didn't like mountain biking back then. It's kind of warmed up to it nowadays.
Probably thinks it's too dangerous.
Yeah, it's all dangerous acts, right? And So like a lot of these creators that were on there were getting flagged constantly for dangerous acts, and TikTok has a very strict policy. Like they'll censor the crap out of everything there, and they have a very strict not copyright. What is it when the strikes? Like you get strikes,
yeah,
and eventually they'll go away. Like if you're a good boy for for a while, right? They'll just kind of disappear. After
Chinese
a certain
government
time.
will forgive you.
Yeah. You get your social credits.
Yeah, your social credit score goes back up. You can buy a plane ticket now.
Yeah. And so they'll kind of go away after a while. But there was a point where like I just didn't care because I didn't have that many followers on it at the time, and I was like, screw it, posting video after video after video of like gnarly stuff that I was doing, and like jokes and stuff like that, and then eventually it was weird, like within like a day or two, like I just got like 2 or 3 strikes, and it got to the point where I was even locked out of my account for like a week or something. Whoa. And I was like, oh crap. Like you would open the app up, you could still see everything, but it was like a big thing that's like you cannot post, you cannot comment,
you can't do anything.
You can't do anything, right?
Social credit bad.
Yeah, social credit very bad, right? And so I almost got shut down, and then I just didn't post on it for like 2 or 3 months, and then I just came back, and like when I came back, I just haven't had problems since. So so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Maybe someone from TikTok liked your videos, and they're like,
maybe
we gotta get this guy in.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know, but it's weird. It's so weird. TikTok's so strange. Like I don't know if you guys have it or not. But
I don't. Thank God I don't.
I have it, but I don't. It feels so bad for my brain. Like I'm already so addicted to Instagram. That like
I already
even
death
more.
scroll on Instagram too much. So.
Yeah. I've made a point not to scroll on TikTok anymore. Like I'll do it. I'll go on, like now they split it up to like the people you follow and like for you. So I'll just go to the people I follow and like the people that I actually know. Like I'll just go and watch their videos. And then like them because I want to support, right? And then and then that's it. Like that'll be it. Like just the people that I actually know, like personally know. And then I'm just like, well, I don't care.
Instagram is getting worse on that. Like more and more now is just like promoted content from people. Dude, I get ads seeing like people's pages. I'm like scrolling through somebody's page. It's like
it's tough, which is why a lot of people are going to YouTube and a lot of people are going to TikTok instead of Instagram. It's like there's a very good reason why that is. But yeah.
So you have over 600 videos.
Something like
You've done you're across all platforms, including Rumble.
Yeah,
and
with my two followers on Rumble,
my conspiracy theories.
I want to see your content there.
Birds aren't real.
Yeah.
What is the video that you're the most proud of doing? Like your favorite video that you've made?
Well, it's interesting because the most proud of and favorite are 2 very different things.
Okay, well, poorly phrased question.
So like, I did a video that got like no views at all, like 6 or 7 months ago, before the winter hit, where I trapped myself in the forest alone with no tent or
naked
anything.
And afraid.
Basically, except I had clothes on, and like
that's why the video didn't. That's why, man.
I know.
We all want to see you naked.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, should I start OnlyFans?
Yeah, put on Rumble,
dude. You would actually probably kill it.
I know.
You'd have 2 subscribers right here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Oh, that's awkward. This particular video, like, I was just really proud of it because it was so like it took so much work to make it happen. Like we basically, like, if you haven't seen it, we went out and my brother and Matt like just basically left me in the woods, like very deep in the woods where there's plenty of mountain lions, coyotes and shit like that, right? And I just basically fed in for myself through the whole night, and it was like no tent, like nothing. Like I had like a power bar with me, I had water, I had a knife with me, and that was like it.
And then you get picked up in the morning?
I had to make my way back to civilization. Like I got deep and like
shit,
it's like full Discovery
Did you have
Channel.
your bike with you?
I had my bike with me.
Okay.
The whole purpose of the video is to see what would happen if you got lost before the sun went down on your bike.
Oh yeah.
And so it was. I don't suggest doing that. It's not very fun.
And it didn't blow up.
No, I got like 10,000 views or something. It was dumb. Like it was a waste of my time. But it was whatever. It was a really good. So I was very proud of that video, and also very very awkwardly, disappointed at the same time. But as far as like did you say the most fun or my favorite?
Oh yeah,
favorite one.
It was a very poorly phrase the question.
Yeah, Mateo, it was. God.
I'm sorry.
It's funny. My favorite, this is going to sound kind of like weird. Like my favorite ones are always the riding videos. Like we used to do, like last year, we don't really do riding videos on the main channel too much. I kind of just post those on the secondary channel. But we used to post like full riding edits and stuff.
You mean like non-skits, just
non-skits, like just me riding, right? Yeah. And there was like one particular video that we did, with my brother up in Mount Bachelor in Oregon, on the trail called Red Line, and I love that trail, man. If you guys haven't ridden it, I would suggest.
I've been to Mount Bachelor once.
But yeah, for skiing or biking. Biking was how long ago was that?
2019.
Oh yeah,
only one trail was open. Yeah, like lava or something.
Yeah, Red Line didn't exist. I think Red Line was built like 2 years ago. I think so.
Is that the jump line?
Yeah, it's a jump line.
Okay, yeah.
It's like the A line of North America. It's really good. It's the best jump line at a bike park that I've ridden. Like it's really good. Yeah.
East Coast has some crazy jump lines. I've seen some bike parks on the East Coast.
Highland Bike Park.
That's one of my favorite videos of yours. It's the East Coast YouTube video.
Thanks.
Like the East Coast trip.
That was fun to film too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was really good. But Highland, the East Coast knows what they're doing. It's weird being from the West Coast. You don't really realize that there's another world out there beyond what's in the West Coast. Yeah. To be quite honest.
Agreed.
And you get to the East Coast and it's like they have some gnarly stuff out there. Like it's really good riding out there. And they have hills too. I mean, it's not like mountains. Like there's some stuff you'll get like 3,000, 4,000 foot tall mountains out there. You get like proper riding. But what's most impressive is how much they're able to get done in such a small area of land. Like Highland Bike Park, I don't even know how many acres it is, but it's not very many. It's not very many acres.
Not like North Star or something.
No. Yeah. It's like 1/20th the size of North Star. Maybe not that little. Yeah. Maybe like 1/10. Let's say 1/10 the size of North Star. Yeah. Like it's like one hill as opposed to like 4 different hills that you're riding on at North Star, right? Mm-hmm. And they're able to put like, I'm gonna say something very controversial here, but I had more fun at Highland than I did at North Star.
Dude, North Star kind of sucks.
Yeah, North Star kind of sucks. It's just our bike park, so we gotta rep it. But North Star sucks. Yeah, we love it. But
I don't like it that much. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like North Star that much. It's kind of lacking.
I think
Truckee it's so expensive.
I think a lap of Martis and a day at Truckee is cheaper and more fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the price as well is a big factor too, because the Highland is like $50 or something like that for the day. The only downside to that is that they do sell out of tickets, so they only have a limited number of people that can go up there for good reason, because it's a small.
Yeah, that might make the riding better. Sometimes North Star, you're sitting there like an hour to do a run, and it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah. You know, the thing with North Star though is the West Coast has way more biking in general than the East Coast does, and it's a lot older here too. Like more people on the East Coast or West Coast know about mountain biking. Like North Star, like half the people, if you look around the next time you go, over half the people that are at North Star are just random people that just went up for the weekend. You know, they're not actual mountain bikers. They don't live or ride or die.
They got the bodysuit on.
Yeah, they show up with the rental bikes,
RoboCop look, and
which is nothing wrong about that. That's awesome. That's how we grow, right? Yeah. That's how we turn mountain bikes.
That's how we all started.
NBA,
that
right?
is true.
You know, it's like that's how we all started, right?
Been there.
You know, but that's the thing. That's it's kind of mostly a West Coast thing. Like you do get that a little bit on the East Coast, but that's like every bike park on the West Coast, you'll get that happening. Like 50% or more of the people are just people who don't even mountain bike. They come up and rent a bike. So that's why you get I think it's hard to keep up a place like North Star because it's so big. First of all, we just do a run. It takes us 5 minutes and we go up and do another one, right? But you don't realize you're going 30 miles an hour the whole time on the way down.
You're doing 6 miles each.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of riding that you're doing, right? It just doesn't feel like that much because you're doing laps with the gondola or the lift, right? But they have a lot. There's so much that you have to maintain out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the factors that kind of makes it challenging for North Star to be, especially if you go on a park like Whistler, you look at a place like North Star and you're like, how can they not, how is this not like Whistler? It's the perfect layout. They got the gondolas there. They have the money for it. They definitely do.
Oh, yeah.
It's Vail, right? Yeah.
Vail, yeah.
And it's and it's why aren't they doing this? But then you realize it's they don't really need to because they're selling out all their tickets every weekend.
And they're expensive.
They can do no maintenance and we'll still show up and ride it. Yeah. We'll complain about it and I'm still going to North Star this summer.
Yeah, I'm still going to go.
Sure. Of course, yeah.
But I went to college in Colorado and we had a small mountain resort, smaller than North Star, called Purgatory. And back in 2017, 2018, still so much better than what the North Star is today. And
Really?
the season pass for like ski and mountain bike, like the 2 season pass, was like $450.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Super
Okay.
cheap. That was like
1 day of skiing at North Star.
Yeah, that was like 4 years ago.
Wow.
But it was like, early bird price, it was like $420.
Yeah.
420.
Man.
Have you been to Snow Summit Bike Park?
No, I have. That's the one in Big Bear, right?
Yeah.
I have. I've never actually ridden there though. Like I went for a video project many years ago, but that was before it was actually built up like it is now. It's
pretty fun.
Back then it was like 3 runs or something. Like it was nothing back then. But I'm gonna try to go this year at some point.
It's
though.
like I think it's a little better than North Star. You get longer runs, a little more maintained.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
It's there's less from what I can see in the videos that I've seen of out there. It's way less potholey.
Yeah,
like way less potholey. Like it's a little more sandy over there, and that's one of the things. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Mammoth Lakes before.
No, but I really want to go.
Mammoth is sick. Mammoth Bike Park. That's one of the coolest bike parks on the West Coast. It's just so vast. There's so much out there.
It's a big mountain.
It's a giant mountain. Dude, you get to the top, it's like 12,000 feet at the top. It's like 11,900 something. Like it's insane.
You're up there.
Also, I've heard there's some like crazy free riding like across like in the Owens Valley. I don't know if it's the Owens Valley, but
I don't know the name of the valley.
But there's like some volcanoes that you can do like some crazy free riding.
Yeah, that's the Aaron Gwynn goes up there regularly, or when he lived in California, he would regularly train out there. Like that was his training spot. So I would not doubt it if there's some gnarly stuff out there. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you want to do specialized questions?
Ooh, I have some.
Get some juicy ones.
A little controversial here.
Oh, that's fine. I've been trained well. So,
Specialized recently ended like their global ambassador program, and I think it was a bunch of people that got their contracts ended night and day, like out of the blue. Yeah. For a second, I thought that you were gonna get your specialized contract ended, but I mean, you've stayed afloat.
So that was a weird time. One of the things, like there was for sure like kind of what was on the internet versus what was happening in reality. There was like kind of a big difference there, because a lot of the times, like especially when you're running like a really big business like this, information kind of just trickles down the ladder, and then you kind of get like really crappy perspective of information towards the bottom. We were definitely like, we didn't know, like for us for a while, we really didn't know. We were just getting the secondhand information that I'm talking about. Like I just didn't know. Right. And I think for the most part, like there was definitely a lot of people that were dropped, but at the same time, like so many people weren't. And that kind of like you have a lot of like the really like the really big riders like Loic Bruni, like Finn Isles and stuff. Like it didn't seem like their contracts changed like at all, like none of that stuff. And like, the reason why we were able to kind of bypass that was we're under USA, so the global team definitely got big budget cuts. But we kind of, I guess ours got cut, like our budget cuts were like much earlier in the season, so all of my contract stuff was figured out like after that had happened. So I think that's why we were okay in that sense. But then at the same time, like it was definitely an unfortunate scenario. But I mean, it's tricky because like I run a business myself, and it's like
stay afloat.
You have to, you have to, and it's like there's like I'm absolutely not saying this, like I'm not going to jump to conclusions or anything, but like with a business as big as Specialized, like there has to be like if they're investing into something, that investment has to pay back, right? And I think that there was one of the things that I see in the mountain bike industry altogether is like there's a lot of holes in investments all over the place, if I'm putting this very kindly, right? like there's a lot of stuff that's being paid for that doesn't necessarily bring much value to businesses, especially now with such a changing landscape in the whole business world with social media and really where that's playing out. Like everything's on social media nowadays.
Yeah. And
a lot of aspects of the industry have kind of stayed in the whole realm of not, I don't know how to say this in a kind way, but like people are stuck in 2008. And it's a lot of that. I'm not saying these people who were dropped were like that at all. Like, cause I have a lot of friends who were dropped and they were very much in the social media realm and stuff. So like, I think a lot of it was beyond a lot of people's control, but then at the same time, like a lot of it was because there was some stuff that wasn't producing and they weren't making the money they needed to. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't just Specialized too. Like there was a lot of companies that dropped a lot of people.
And I feel like lately, like not only like the biking industry, but technology, everything's been doing layoffs and
it's been a
cost cutting.
Everyone's getting cut. Like what was it? What was that company recently who just dropped a bunch of people? It wasn't Giant. It was some other. I don't want to say a name and then just piss off a bunch of people, but some big. I think the whole Specialized thing, like they're like the big S, right? They're the big company. It's like
easy to point a finger at.
Yeah, it's like Amazon. Jeff Bezos does something with Amazon, everyone gets pissed. It's like
they are huge.
Specialized is such they're very big. They're all over the place, man. Like they're all over the place.
On the note of like them keeping you on, do you have requirements like in your contract? Like you have to post twice a week and mention Specialized, or do you have any requirements like that?
Not on that front, no. It's funny, we've never actually really gotten that deep into that. I mean, I'll send them posts and stuff so that they just for their purposes to repost it on their own pages. But beyond that, there's really like nothing that's specifically like do this. It has to be done this. It's like not really. Like there's like we'll go to like events and stuff. Like a few months back I went to Morgan Hill, their headquarters, and like did a bunch of stuff with them over there, like an event, got up on stage, talked to a bunch of people, like all that kind of stuff, right? So it's stuff like that, but it's not like a contract thing. Like like they're just like, hey, could you come do this? And I'm like, yeah, sure, of course I'll do it. And, it's like I want to do that stuff. It's all it's all stuff that I already want to do. It's like those guys are all really cool. I have like a really good relationship with all the people at that company, right? And everyone's really, really cool too. So it's like I have no problem, going, driving an hour, 2 hours to Morgan Hill and hanging out with a bunch of rad people, and talk bikes. It's like it's good stuff, right? So there's not really any contractual stuff. I can't really talk too much about contract stuff, just in general, but there's nothing like what you're saying, really. No.
Okay. Let me poke the bear a little. bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Are there any like creative limits regarding like what can you post? And is there like a specialized seal of approval? Somebody needs to approve your content before you post it?
No. I'll sometimes, if I have an idea, like, because I'm pretty aware of like what, at least I think I am. I don't know. I'd like to believe I'm pretty aware that there's certain things that I probably shouldn't say or shouldn't like make a video about. As long as I kind of like, I've kind of been sticking in that realm. But there's literally never been, hey, don't do this. Like never, not even once, I have had that from different companies. I won't say who they are, but it's no companies that I work with right now. Okay. I'll put it that way. Like all the companies I work with right now are freaking awesome, man. Like I love working with the brands I'm with. And that's one of the things, like we've kind of been a little more selective with that moving forward. Cause it's like, yeah, anybody can send you money and you can promote their stuff, but it's like, is it going to be miserable for you? Yeah. Are they going to want to like cater every single little thing you do? And it's like, I'm not about that. It's a waste of time in my opinion. Like I don't want to like be sitting there waiting for an email response from someone when I have to post a video tomorrow at 8:00. You know, it's like, it's not worth it, and it's like, and then it just like, it stunts the creative process. The videos end up crap. Like how many creators have you seen that like their videos just out of nowhere just got really boring and dull? Yeah. And it's like, chances are they have a company that was paying them to watch the videos and stuff. And it's like, nah, like, I don't want to go down that route. I want to stay as authentic as possible to what we're doing.
That's
so awesome. Yeah.
So also with Specialized. Yeah. How long have you been running for them now?
About 2 years now. Okay. Yeah,
any complaints about the bikes?
They're awful. No. Okay. No, they're freaking sick, man. No, literally no complaints at all. Like I still have basically every bike. There's a couple we've sold just to make room for like newer ones and stuff. But I'm genuinely impressed at how well they're able to withstand my weight and like my riding style. Because holy crap, man, I put those things through the ringer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Yeah, like you're a heavier rider, obviously.
Yeah.
And I feel like bikes have come such a long way.
Yeah, they really have.
Regarding like longevity and
yeah.
What wheels do you ride?
The Revolve wheels. Yeah, Revolve. Mostly the Traverse ones, so they're the aluminum wheels. And then also a lot of the bikes that I get, they come with the stock Specialized wheels, dude. I just run that stuff. Like I literally don't have any problems with them. I have to get them trued every once in a while, and I usually just do it myself, or I'll bring it to a shop somewhere local to do that. But I've never had a wheel explode on me before. When I'm using the Revolve wheels, or the Specialized wheels, and like never had like anything explode on me. I've never had like anything detrimental happen. Never had a frame snap in half or anything like that. Like never had anything like that. So like overall, I've been genuinely impressed. Like I'm not just saying that, like genuinely. So
you had a video on your bike setup, right? Because I remember seeing that you pump your tires up to like 60 psi.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Holy shit! Do you ride 60 psi?
Yeah, between 50 and 60. Yeah. But it depends on the type of riding. Like if I'm in like the Bay Area or like we're going to Pacifica or something, I'll run way more air pressure like in the tires.
Jumps.
Like that'll be around the 50-60 range. But if we're going somewhere that's like rocky and loose, I'll definitely drop the pressure down for sure. Nice. But I like to run a little bit more. I'm kind of intense with my bike setup.
You run Cushcore?
Oh yeah,
front end, back?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Shout
yeah,
out Cushcore. Love Cushcore.
I will not step foot on a bike without Cushcore.
That probably explains why you haven't blown up a wheel. I feel like
it does a massive protection. Like it's not even really meant to protect, but it does, and it does a really good job at it.
Once you ride with it, you don't. I feel like you don't go.
No, I have no intentions on not riding Cushcore anymore.
Yeah. And we're not sponsored by Cushcore.
No,
Cushcore, if you're listening to this,
we would take a sponsor.
I love your valves too. They're dope,
dude. They make good stuff. Yeah, seriously.
Kind of related to that, a lot of your videos are based around this premise of your name. You're a normal mountain biker. You're a normal person. So I feel like your content is really relatable. And you're obviously a really talented rider, but you're not like Remy or something doing some massive 50-foot hucks or whatever. I think a lot of people relate to your videos on that level, and also the fact that, like you touched on, that your body type is not the average like skinny, lean, 6'2". Yeah. What advice do you have for people who feel like maybe their body type isn't the type for mountain biking but want to get in the sport? And what advice do you have for people?
Oh, that's actually that's a good one. I mean, really the main thing what I like to tell people is don't let the pressure from the other riders around you get to you, because chances are if you're mountain biking, like most people have other people that they know that mountain bike as well. Like it's kind of an infectious sport, right? You have one friend that does it, and then now you're riding, and then you show another friend,
and their friend rides, and now you're friends with their
that's usually like very rarely do you have just people randomly who just start mountain biking out of the blue. It's like you have to know somebody or see it somewhere, right? So my main thing is like if you're getting into it and you're kind of in more, like a larger body type, whatever that may be, if you're taller, wider, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's like, just don't let the pressure from other people, try to sink you down. That was one of the things that when I was growing up, like I was always bigger, always taller, like always heavier, it didn't matter. Like I was always the biggest one that was doing mountain biking in my circle of influences. Right. And like, and so I always felt like the outcast for that. But then as I kind of started getting into this whole social media realm, I started realizing that like there's a lot of people that are also big out there that ride bikes. Like a lot of people, more than you think that there is. And so it's just like, first thing is like, don't feel alone. I mean, like that's really the main thing, And the second thing is you're going to fall a lot harder. So, so just be mindful of what you do, right? Yeah. That's really the main things. And there's so many different, people have asked me to make YouTube videos on like riding, like how to ride bikes as a bigger person. I've refrained from doing it just because I don't think I'm a good enough rider to be able to make a video like that. Like if it was someone,
you're
like
a good rider. What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm okay. I get it. I get by, right? But if you're comparing it like it's like I want to compare it. Like I have this thing in my mind, the way I kind of live is like I compare myself to like the people who are like, I want to compare myself to the people who are like the ones who are doing it, like the Remys.
Dude, but I was going to say, I think that's
of the world.
That like I think people see in your video is that it's like he's a good rider, but like you're not quite Remy, but you're doing it on their level, and I don't know. I think that's like
that's very kind of you to say.
I mean, seriously, I mean, look at your numbers, man. Like your numbers on social media
your
are
numbers
crazy, man. Like you're up there, like.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
But I feel like honestly, that's part of your appeal. Like I feel like that's why you draw so many people, because you're like more of a casual rider as well.
Yeah, definitely casual rider. Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, you still rip. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, thank you. But, no, I just try to keep it safe. I had a crash on Christmas Day last year, and that was a miserable crash. But
I was gonna ask, what's that crash story? And what's the worst crash you've ever had?
Oh, the worst crash, that was a long time ago, and that kind of messed me up a little bit. We have, you guys know Graveyard?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the Witch's Finger drop at Graveyard.
Which I don't know which one's which.
The Witch's Finger. So it's it's when you're dropping into the step up.
Yeah.
There's that, you go down like a really steep hill, like right behind you, there's a giant tree drop. It's like a 20-foot drop or something like that.
Whoa. I don't know actually, but
yeah, it's
anyway.
up there. The next time you go, just look around. There's a big drop off of a tree, and it's dumb. But maybe like 15 feet. I don't know. But when I was much younger, I was like maybe 14 years old. That drop had just been finished. Like whoever built it, like had just finished building it, and the landing was super, super soft. But I didn't know that. And it was wintertime, and it was slick and it was gnarly. And I was like, you know, I had the full downhill bike at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go hit it, right? And just trying to be a baller, right? And go and hit be the first one to hit the drop. And I was like, so I got the full face, you know, I got my gear up, and I hit the drop, and I was able to do it, and I basically like landed, front wheel sunk right in. The moment I landed, I overcleared it. First of all, like I overcleared it by like 15 feet. I've got way too much speed for it. Oh, just instantly, bike sunk in and stayed exactly where it was, and I flipped over my bars. Oh yeah, it was bad.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it was bad. And so I effectively did like a 25-foot drop to flat, basically, and so it sunk in, flipped over the bars. I went straight to my face, like into the ground, and like cartwheeled myself. I don't know how I didn't break my neck. Like it was literally like my head twisted and everything. Like it was like one of those things. How did I not break my neck? And ended up going to the ER and everything. It was a whole shebang, right? Whoa. And like that was one of those crashes where like it was like I was freaking out, like crying and stuff. Like holy crap, how did I just survive that? Like how am I not paralyzed right now? You know, and then from that point on, I started taking I bought like a neck brace, and like. I should wear my neck brace more often, but I don't. But it's that was probably my worst crash ever, for sure. Yeah,
that sounds gnarly.
Yeah,
that sounds
just
horrible.
Complete stop.
Yeah, not just like I ended up being fine. Like I was just bruising, like my ribs were bruised. You know, some pulled like strained muscles.
Nothing
and stuff like
broken.
That. Nothing broke, dude.
What do you think if you did that today?
I wouldn't do it today. There's no way. There's no way. You know, I've been definitely chilling it out a little bit because that crash that I was saying about in on Christmas, like that was such a dumb crash.
What happened?
I nailed a tree. Like I was going on a trail that sadly no longer exists anymore. It was shut down like a month ago. But I just came around, you know, went through these tight trees and just wasn't paying attention. Like I clipped my bar on one of the trees and it sent me to the left. And I slammed into another tree and then bounced off of it going like pretty fast. And I got the whole thing on video. It's on my Instagram. And like,
I think I remember seeing that. Actually.
Yeah, that one. That's the video. And like, I just got catapulted straight to my face again. Like, just like it was bad. And like, it's Christmas. So I was like, screw, I don't want to go to the hospital. You know, like I want to go home to my family and like
it's Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that kind of made me realize like, I gotta either get more skilled, or I gotta like tone down what I'm doing. So.
Or just cut your handlebars a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
How wide do you run your bars?
800 mils. So I use I've kind of almost exclusively started using the DD high side bars, the high side 50 mil bars. So those are 50 mil rise, and they're the 35. They're the 35 diameter, and they're 800 mil wide. So.
You don't cut them down, keep them 800?
No, I keep them 800 just because my shoulders are so wide. Like I'm just so much more comfortable. I feel weird any less than 800. I'm like, ugh, something doesn't feel right.
I run 760.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I do 780.
My arms are tiny.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They look fine.
I got a short wingspan.
My arms are tiny. Everyone can see my arms.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So that was my scariest crash.
Ooh.
How about off the bike? What do you do when you're not mountain biking? What other hobbies do you have? Did you play any sports growing up?
Yeah, I was really big into water polo.
No way.
So that was my thing. Yeah, in high school, that was it was ridiculous, man. Like because I was so large, I was just so strong always growing up. Like compared to like other people, then I was a freak of nature sometimes. You know, I felt like, but I started playing water polo when I was in like elementary school or middle school or something, and then like got to high school and it was like straight to varsity, and I was like, shit. Straight to the big boys.
You have huge feet, right?
Yeah, size 17.
Yeah.
Size 17?
Those are like paddles to stay afloat.
Yeah, well it helped a lot.
Wait, do you have to get like custom shoes? Is it hard to get riding shoes?
There are no riding shoes for me. There's literally nothing. Like there's no company makes any shoes.
Specialized, jump in.
Yeah, specialized.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but I've been asked like multiple times what my shoe size is and like given dimensions and stuff. I don't know if they're making a shoe like a special one or something, but
the
like,
normal shoe.
Do ladies come up and ask you that at the bar?
Yeah.
Hey, look at those. What shoe size you got there? You go, oh yeah, thanks for asking.
Man's packing.
But yeah, no. But going back to your question, yeah, water polo was like that, and I did cross country racing as well for mountain biking, like cross country mountain biking.
Whoa, that's dope.
I would race cross country. Believe it or not, my fat ass was racing cross country.
What high school did you go to?
I went to San Marin High School.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's in Novato. But it's funny, we had a joint team. You know, when I say I raced with cross country, what I mean is I showed up to the races, took off on the start line, met my friends at the top of the hill, smoked a bowl, and then kept riding, hit the downhill and crossed and passed up all the XC kids with their spandex on and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we'd show up in full mountain biking gear and stuff.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I don't do drugs though. Drugs are bad.
We do not endorse drugs.
No.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, my brother. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's 20 times. Yeah, your brother. Yeah.
Is it just you two?
It's just the two of us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just us and just grew up.
I want to see him more on the camera side because he's always behind the camera. I want to see your brother more.
I'm bringing him up more. Yeah. I'm definitely bringing him up.
I saw him on the latest video you posted about seeing like a mountain biking girl in the trailer, and you like gathering up the balls to go talk to her, dude. And then your brother's just.
Yeah. Shout out to Zelina Hoppin. She's freaking sick. So she was she's like got like crazy comedy. I
think she's a fellow Orange County person too.
Yeah. She I don't want to say exactly what town she lives in, but she's in SoCal. Yeah. I think I know where she lives, but I don't know. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll stalk her sometime now. I'm just joking. I'm joking, Zelina. I'm joking. If you're watching.
What keeps you in the Bay Area? Do you have any plans of moving down?
Yeah, that's a good one. So right now, really, the only reason why we're in the Bay Area is because obviously all the homies and stuff, right? But we have like all of my family lives here, so I'm lucky enough to have both grandparents still. Both sets of grandparents are still around. They both live very close to me, and like, I try to see them as often as possible, and but they're getting kind of old, they're like one set's like they're in their 90s. Whoa. My other set, they're in their late 80s, and it's like, wow. So they're getting kind of old.
Yeah.
My parents live here as well. And so it's just really nice being so close to family, my direct family in that sense. And then obviously all my friends, like my life is here, like everything's here. I grew up, I was born and raised in the area. I grew up here. Like my whole life is here. Right. But area. Yeah. Right. And,
Good
but
reference,
but no, we are slowly trying to find a new place to move to. We've balanced, well, before I say that, the reason is because it's, I'm kind of over California, to be honest. I'm one of those people that wants to get the hell out of here.
I think a lot of people are feeling that.
Yeah, I'm at the point where it's like, it's just not worth for how much money it costs to live here. It's almost limiting to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. It's great for business because there's so many people here. There's such a condensation so condensed with people all over the place.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like it's like in my area, for example, I'm not saying this is the only reason. There's a lot of reasons why I want to leave California, but like, like mountain biking is really hard where I'm from, like in Marin County. It's like we have a bunch of trails that are all bootleg and whatnot, and like we're gonna ride those till the death, right? But like there's still,
it's stressful to ride. You're hiding from rangers.
Yeah, you're constantly It's like there's like 3 or 4 legal trails in the whole entire freaking county that aren't on like private land and stuff. Because there's some private, like you have like Tamarancho, which is like owned by the Boy Scouts Association or something.
Oh really?
Like, you could pay. It's like $5 to ride there. It's like it's super chill, and they got some good trails out there, But it's like. But none of it's like we've kind of tapped out, what we can do here. It's like, we want to get like new environment for not just for the content, but also just for my mind. It's like I feel kind of trapped here to a certain extent.
Switch it up.
Yeah. So we're looking at a bunch of places. Like we like the idea. I've got friends in like the Boise area, Boise, Idaho, up north from that, like Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene's beautiful.
I haven't been to Boise, but I know Boise's like beautiful.
It's nice. Yeah. It's nice. I mean, the city of Boise is like, it's kind of just a city. It's like going to Reno, right? It's very much like Reno.
Yeah.
But there's like you have tons of riding. Like you have like multiple different bike parks like in the city within 10-minute drive of each other. You have Bogus Basin, which is a downhill park, which is 30 minutes up in the mountains from there. Like you've got all this stuff in McCall, which is like a town that's about an hour north of Boise, an hour and a half north of Boise, roughly like that, or maybe a little more. Don't quote me on that, but it's like it's north of Boise a little bit. It's like their Lake Tahoe over there. Mm-hmm. And like, so yeah, you get a lot of really good stuff there, and it's just a lot cheaper than it is here. Like, it's a lot cheaper. It's like a third the cost as it is to live here.
I have that every time I leave the Bay Area or California, and I'm like, oh my god, like you could actually, like, these numbers actually make sense to live here. Like,
yeah. No, it's nice, and you can actually find stuff. It's getting more expensive there because every other Californian is leaving. So sorry if you live in Boise. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, it's just cool because we already have like a bunch of people we know over there, and like it would be a very easy integration for us someplace like that. We were also looking at like, you know, like Utah. I really like the idea of going to like southern Utah. Like that part of the world is freaking gorgeous.
It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm gonna be heading there like next week.
Yeah, so, really?
Yeah, in like 2 weeks.
Dude, because you got Zion there. Like
Zion's dope. I like the more hidden places like Bears Ears and Monument Valley, Valley of the Gods. All those areas.
These are all places I have no idea where they are. So I'm gonna have to look at them. So that's good. They're hidden then.
Yeah.
But
super hard to get to.
No, there and like up north of like SLC area, I really like Salt Lake City. Like that whole area is really nice. I'm a big fan of that place, and also we've kind of tampered the idea of going to like New Hampshire or something. You know, where like Highland Bike Park is, because there's so much riding over there. Mm-hmm. And then also like Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I've got family in Tennessee, so I've been there quite a few times, and like I like that place a lot. You know, but we're also looking at like Reno. Like Reno could be a place, like Reno, Nevada. It's like right at. It's basically Tahoe.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
like,
you could be right next to Tahoe for a fraction of the price.
Yeah, and then it's not California, so you're in Nevada, so the taxes are way less, and like
what Cam Zink was going for.
Yeah,
it's like I'll be close. Like all the California riders can come out, but it'll be Nevada prices.
Yeah, exactly. They got the right idea. So that's we're actually very seriously looking at Reno. That might be something that happens. That way, we're still here. Like. We're just only like 3 hours away. It's like we could still come to Pacifica, still come to Santa Cruz, still hang out with the boys. You know, it's like
close to family.
Close to family. It's a quick drive. You know, and then we have everything at the Tahoe area, like everything, and the lake to jump into and have fun with.
Is a California boy ready for the winters?
Yeah, I'm fine. I love winters. I love winter, but it doesn't get like that snowy in Reno though.
No,
it's very nice. Yeah, like I've got friends that live there right now, and like they're riding all the trails in the winter there. Like it's a little muddy. You know, you get a little snow on them, but you're still able to ride. Like there's some days, like maybe a week or two at a time, where you just can't ride at all. You know, it's like it's so snowed out that you're left for dead basically, right?
Yeah.
But that's when you go back into California and ride Auburn, or you ride Grass Valley. Right, all that stuff, right? So,
What's next on your radar? I mean, you know, that seems pretty long term. You got anything coming like this summer? What's coming up this season?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff we're working on. There's some stuff I don't want to say quite yet, but we're always working on projects like video projects and taking things in new directions and whatnot. But things that I can say, we got a bit of traveling. We're going to be going to Mexico in 2 weeks or something like that.
Whoa.
So that's the first time I'm saying that publicly. So
you heard it here first.
Yeah. So we'll be going at the end of this month. Then we come back, and then immediately we're going to Canada. So we're going to do the whole Whistler trip after that, and then after that, just kind of going meandering around the country, doing like different bike parks and stuff like that, and like just doing a bunch of YouTube stuff. Like we're really pushing hard on the YouTube long form videos now, so we're getting good traction on there. So we want to keep the ball rolling and kind of really put our foot in the door with that, you know, while we can right now, and just try to pound out as many good riding trails, you know, or riding videos, not trails, riding videos,
just
you know, riding fun
on good trails.
Yeah. And then we've got our second channel too, like Informal Normal, that we've been working on. That's literally just vlog stuff. Like we'll go do something that's cool. And
I like that format.
Yeah.
I like your second channel.
Yeah. So we're doing that as well, just to have a backup channel, you know, and just to branch ourselves out a little bit more. So
dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Some collabs coming as well. You'll see that.
That's cool.
Coming up. So can't say much about that right now, but yeah.
I have a couple of random questions.
Let's do it. I love random. I'm random as hell. So let's do it.
What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna say pistachio.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
Really?
That's Ben and Jerry's pistachio is my favorite.
No
ice cream.
freaking way.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love that shit.
Oh,
I
dude,
can run
yeah.
on that shit. I eat like 1 pint at a time, dude.
Really?
In one sitting,
Oh my
dude. It's
God,
so bad.
dude.
I cannot
That's
stop.
funny.
Dude. It's so it's bad, but
Dude. Well, we're rare, dude. Like nobody likes pistachio.
dude, but I cannot find it on the supermarket.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
yeah.
And then it's usually like kind of crappy type. It's like you have to get like there's the I don't eat ice cream that much, but it's that company like Dairy Gold or something. I think they make a pistachio one. I think it's that company, but it's good. It has like actual pistachios in it and stuff. It's good.
The Ben and Jerry's one is loaded with pistachios.
Oh, yeah? I gotta
full
try
size
that one.
pistachios.
Yeah.
They're dope. All right. Favorite vegetable?
Chicken.
Dope. Are you a crumpler or a folder when it comes to toilet paper?
Oh, it's a combination of the two.
Dude.
Like I'll start folding it and then I'm just like, fuck it. And then like, crumble it up.
Oh, that's funny. And big spoon or little spoon?
Oh, big spoon for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
You like being? I like being
Big
little spoon.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, ideally, there's like I'm like both. I'm the sandwich, right? There's one in the front, and one behind. So that's the
Nice.
ideal situation right there.
Nice. Yeah, those are the random questions I had, but
Random bike questions. Trail riding versus jumping.
Oh, jump for sure.
Jumping?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could literally sit at a bike park, like a jump park, all day, and then come back the next day, and then do that the same day, all day as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Whereas a trail riding is like you have to climb up, and then you have to go down, and you have to try not to hit trees. Like a jump line is like a jump line. It's like there's one way to ride it, and that's it. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Coil versus air.
I'm inclined to say coil, but I haven't had that much experience on coil shocks just because it's really hard to find springs that fit for my weight. For that reason, I do tend to use air more often. But I have a bike that I'm building up right now that has a coil on it, so I'll have a better answer for that in like 2 months.
Okay.
So yeah.
which companies make springs your weight?
I don't know. That's the biggest question.
So how are you getting this coil shock? Is it a secret?
It's a RockShox shock.
Okay.
No affiliation. It's just I just happen to have it. But it's like a 650 coil on there, and
I
like
have a buddy who's similar body to your type, and he had to get the EXT. I think he has a 650, and it was a struggle, and he was complaining about it. Like, I can't get a coil that works, and he was frustrated about it.
It's hard, and I like to run a lot stiffer. Like even on an air shock, like I go 20 psi more than what I should be for my weight because I just like to run stiffer. Like I like to have I feel like if it's too soft, I don't really have that much control over what the bike's doing. So it's like a mental thing for me. But
Do you find yourself exceeding the recommended PSI on air shocks?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
because they only go to like 300 psi, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pumping them up to like 400.
Do you ever blow them up, or they hold?
I've only ever blown up one shock actually, and it was one of the Fox X2s, but it wasn't because
what a surprise.
No, it wasn't. Well, yeah, I know. I've heard things about it. No, I've had multiple of those shocks, and they've all been fine. It was just this particular one. I was riding it. I kind of messed up because I was supposed to do a service on it, and I didn't, and I just let it go and go and go and go, and it didn't like it.
Yeah.
And so I was on a ride in Georgetown. It was near Auburn.
Yeah.
And like it was rainy and it was cold and it was snowy and like like
The shock was like, no.
Yeah, it was like freezing cold that day, and like the shock just crapped itself, and I was like, damn it. And I was like out in the middle of nowhere too, and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, but yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Carbon versus aluminum frames.
That's a good one. I would say a time and a place for it, right? So in general, I prefer carbon bikes just because of how stiff they are. But if it comes to like, if I'm doing like free ride type stuff, or if you're doing like really, really like gnarly stuff, like, or jumping and stuff, I would probably say like maybe aluminum, just because it's going to bend before it cracks, you know? Mm-hmm. Even though aluminum bikes snap all the time, like it's like, just it's that mental thing. But I think in general, I would probably choose carbon. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite brake brand for brakes? What brakes do you run?
I've been running just the SRAM code brakes.
Are you sponsored by SRAM?
No.
Okay, the SRAM or Shimano. I mean, you kind of answered that, but
well,
Deep thought.
Tough question. Yeah,
Well,
that's a tough one.
no. The thing is, I have the answer very clearly in my head. It's how to get that answer out to the world is the challenging part because I don't want to.
Oh, you don't want to alienate yourself from.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
smart man.
We can say it
Smart
after the
man.
podcast.
Yeah.
It's the one that starts with an S. That one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or one that starts with none of those. I just got TRP brakes.
Oh, I've heard great things.
So
about
I'm
TRPs.
very stoked to try those things out. They
Nice.
it's the Evo, the DH Evo,
Yeah.
the HR Evo.
What color? The copper? Right? Is it like bronze?
It's the gold one.
Oh,
yeah,
that's dope.
yeah. And
That's baller.
I'm so stoked. I haven't ridden them yet, so it's a bike that I'm building right now. That's all. I'm doing like kind of a dumb baller build right now. It's dumb. It's gonna
Suspension wise, what do you like?
like as far as like the brand.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Fox stuff, but then at the same time, like I really love the 38, like the Fox 38. Like has a sweet spot in my heart. But then there's also the Zeb, and I freaking love the Zeb too.
Yeah.
And it's like they're different forks. They're very similar, but they're different in a lot of different ways. Like the Zeb is like the pinnacle of like engineering, I guess you could say. It's like it does everything you want it to do. It's like perfect. Like if you want to just have something that works, you get the Zeb. If you want to have something with character, you get the Fox 38. You know, that's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, there's like so much history behind Fox and the Kashima.
Yeah,
like you see
yeah.
it on a bike, and there's just something. It just like clicks in your brain.
Yeah,
You're like, nice.
Yeah. Like I've had to do so much more maintenance on my 38, but it has.
You can't get rid of it, though. Yeah.
No,
Like,
I love it. Like I absolutely love that fork. You know, and the same thing with the RockShox. It's like I haven't had to do anything for it. Like I've just ridden it, and it's been reliable and hasn't done anything for. Like it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
And it feels the same as like today as it did when I first got it, and it's like. You know, I absolutely love that fork too. So it's a hard one, man. It's like when you say, "What do you want?" Fox, RockShox, EXT. I don't, dude. There's so like it's the bottom line is that everything is like there's no bad bike parts nowadays. Like everything is good. Like
so high.
Yeah, it's like you're not gonna like. It doesn't matter what brand you go with. Like it really just kind of comes down to personal preference. And then maybe if you like really get into it, it's like the engineering side of things. Maybe it's a little bit better for some company than it is for the others. Like. But they're all good. You're not going to have a bad time on any bike parts nowadays. Yeah. Bike parks. Or parts, yeah.
Nice.
I always say my dream sponsor in life is Kirkland, or to be sponsored by
Costco.
Nice.
What would be your, besides Specialized, of course, and all your
of
other
course,
sponsors,
of course.
What would be your dream non-mountain bike sponsor? If any company could just hook you up.
That's a good one. You know, one company that I think would work really, really well with kind of my, like what we got going on is, you know, Liquid Death, the water company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you can. Yeah.
I
you
like that.
totally
We've reached out to them before, and like they just never got a response back.
Yeah, because all the skaters
Keep trying.
Yeah, we'll keep trying. You know, but it's like I like the idea of a brand like that because first of all, it's water. It's like we all drink water. That's going to be really easy to market.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, it's like you know, I don't really drink too many drinks really at all. Like I don't drink Red Bulls or anything like that. I don't even drink really caffeine. Like I'm just not into like really anything like that. And like water is something I love sparkling water. Like I love sparkling water. And like,
what's your favorite brand of sparkling water really quick?
Oh, it's a good one, man. You know, those, to be neutral, those things, the spray things you can buy from like Costco or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what brand it is, but it's like the
things that you make your own.
You make your own.
Yeah. Sparkling water. Yeah.
Like if I'm at home, I'll do that. Like that's the way to do it. Like,
okay.
And just throw a little lime or lemon or something in it.
A little zest.
Oh, I love it. But if I'm out and about, like, I don't discriminate. I love all of them. Like bubble water's bubble water to me. It's all good. Like I've never had bad bubble water before, but
bad bubble water.
Yeah. Or sparkling water.
If you had to pick one fast food chain to be sponsored by, what would it be?
That's a good one. That's a really good one. Like how fast foody are we talking about?
I feel like Chipotle is too nice.
Okay, so
really? Chipotle counts as fast food, I think.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a half step up.
What about Raising Cane's? Is that considered?
Yeah, I count that.
I'll do Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
That's a solid choice. Solid choice.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we've run out of questions here.
All right, well, cut a little part out. Kind of last thing. You got any advice for any up and coming kids or riders of all ages who are trying to break through in this industry?
Yeah.
What advice do you have for someone trying to do that?
Yeah, I definitely have a lot of advice for that. Because we've just learned, not to say that I'm like a bearer of all wisdom, but like we've just learned so much, and there's a lot of fundamental things that they kind of apply to everybody. that you can do to put yourself forward. The main thing I would say is be yourself. Nobody, like people in the world, like there's so many copycats out there nowadays that people see it, you can't just copy what everyone's doing and then expect people to like what you're doing in all fronts. It doesn't matter if you're a racer, it doesn't matter if you're a creator, whatever it might be. It's like, you have to be yourself. Like, look at all the people who are doing it, like the guys, it doesn't matter if in whatever niche that you're trying to do, look at the people who are the biggest and then see what it is about them that attracts you to them. And most times than not, it's going to be because they're unique and they're not like everybody else. So just be yourself. I mean, that's really what it kind of comes down to. And then from there, it's like, don't get too hung up on one thing or another. Like, you're going to evolve. Like, don't be afraid of evolution, because it's going to constantly be happening. You can take the TikTok approach where you do one style of video and repeat that 1,000 times and then get 1 million followers. But then what happens to those people? They just disappear after like a year. Like, you don't hear from them anymore. They become huge for a moment and then just disappear. And that applies for everything. Like, you can do one thing over and over and over and then expect one time to blow up from that. Or you can constantly evolve and create something with longevity. And that's one of the things that we're kind of working on, is like trying to, create the longevity with, this whole mountain bike comedy thing, and bringing in other people as well, other creators, people I'm friends with, and like just creating a very holistic thing where it's not necessarily about competition with anybody. It's like, let's all prop each other up. And that's another thing I would say, is like, be okay with working with people and people who are doing similar stuff to you. Cause yeah, you can fight and you can try to make it all competitive. But at the end of the day, like, we're all just here to have fun,
Yeah, because you're kind of blazing the trail on the mountain biking comedy sector. I feel like it isn't too much before you came in.
Yeah, you have people like Colorado Kid, Justin Maker. You had Bobo as well. Like, a lot of like Bobo was like, he was like the first YouTuber-ish person.
Biking with Bobo?
Yeah, Biking with Bobo, like to like really do the whole comedy thing. And a lot of like kind of the direction we took things was very much like kind of in his honor, almost, it's like, or not, isn't in his, that's a weird way of saying it, but like
in his honor.
Yeah.
For country.
You got inspired by.
Yeah, it is inspiration from him, right? And then you also have guys like Brett Tippy too, which I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Dude, we met him at Pacific. I met him twice. I love Brett.
He was a Pacific guy.
He's infectious.
I remember that.
Yeah, we got to tow him through him and Jackson Goldstone and Hans Ray. It
was
a dream come true.
Here.
Yeah, we were just riding one day, and then we turned the corner, and there's the three of them, and I was like, I freaked out.
Wow.
And we got to tow Jackson through tree line, and I took Brett down the ladder drop. It was like one of my sickest moments in biking.
That's so cool. I remember he was here. I didn't realize you guys were involved in that. That's
no, it was
sick.
just we were just at tree line, and they pulled up to tree line.
You were involved. Yeah, no, but that's what I would say is be open to change. Be consistent. That's another thing too. Persistent, I guess you could say. Just be yourself, and then take the qualities of yourself that are the most vibrant and really put that out into the world in whichever way you think is the most important way to do it. So if you're racing, like, it's about like your first place, second place run, but people aren't going to remember the first place, second place people unless they had, like, you have to stand out, right? There's a lot of riders who are racers in the world that are very, very big in the mountain biking realm, but they don't get first and second place. Like, they're 10th place, 11th place, whatever, but they're still like that dude, right? So be that dude. How do you become that dude? And usually comes with just being yourself. So
Good advice.
Yeah. There's a lot. It's hard to summarize it.
No, that was honestly, I think, really good.
Stuff.
You actually killed it.
Yeah.
What's next for you? New content? I think we kind of went over this already. But any new sponsors? Any new events? What's coming up for you? What are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, well, this year, for the rest of the year, there's a lot of stuff internally that we're working on. As far as like, when it comes to content, like I was saying, we're doing a lot of the second channel and all that stuff. But yeah, with like brands that we're working with, we're always in contact with other companies out there. There's some stuff that might turn into something, some of it might not.
You never disclose.
Know. I don't know. There's not really much to say, really. Like, I could say like, oh, we talked to this person, that person, but it's you know,
Nah.
there's not really much there until it's official, you know, contract or whatever that may be. It's like it's all kind of just conversation, right? But there's some cool brands everyone would recognize that we're you know talking with and whatnot, and we'll see what happens. So that might be really cool. You might see maybe in the next few months, you might see a particular logo being painted on my helmets pretty soon, but not Red Bull.
Oh.
It's not Red Bull. I was like, what? Let me just particularly say that right off the bat. It's not Red Bull, but
that's 2 months from now, full Red Bull kid.
No, Red Bull would probably laugh at me, like asking.
Dude, Jackson Goldstone giving you the Red Bull helmet.
No. Well, dude, that's the thing about the Red Bull riders. I'm not on that level, dude. Like in no way am I on that level. Those guys, all the Red Bull riders, they're different. There's something very different about them. So
best in the world.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Not only riding, but like any sport that.
Anything Red Bull,
it's
even like anything. If you're sponsored by one of those the big two, like Red Bull, or the big three, I guess you could say, Red Bull, Rockstar, and Monster, like any athletes that are in that as well. I'm not just limiting it to that, but there's people that are like in that realm that are like vastly different, like the way their brains work, the way that they perceive everything. Insanely talented people, but very cool guys too. Like usually the chillest people you'll ever meet too.
Like you.
Oh, thanks. I just need a Red Bull helmet now.
But you got any shout outs you want to give to the people of the world?
Yeah, to you guys.
Oh,
it's sick you guys are doing this.
Stop it.
It's sick you guys are doing this. Like, you know, it's hard to set something up like this, and you got all the equipment and everything, and the fact that you guys are doing it is freaking sick. Like,
thank you, man.
It's really cool. It's nice. We need more of this from the Bay Area. Like the Bay Area is not represented on this front really at all. We all just kind of stick to ourselves, and
that's what we're going for.
You know? So it's like it's cool to see you guys out here doing all this stuff. So I'm stoked. I'm stoked to see who else you guys get on here. I see you guys got a few names already, so it's
dude. Or honestly, our guest list has surpassed expectations.
We got lucky with Chelsea, just meeting her at the jam. And she was so down, and she was so cool. Like,
she's hella cool.
Justin too. Justin's a really good guest. We got,
shout out to you actually following up.
Yeah,
like, hey, I'm down to be on the podcast.
Dude, I love doing this stuff.
How did you find our DM? I bet your DM gets blown up.
Oh well, you gave me the sticker.
Let's go.
And then I put it in my pocket, and I was like, "Vroom, that's what it's called." Okay, and I went on and I looked for it, and then I just DM'd you guys. So yeah.
How many DMs you get a day?
It varies. Like there's some days where I'll be like 1,000 a day.
Holy
yeah. It's
your phone just.
I don't even have notifications on.
I was gonna add.
The only thing I have notifications for is my email and my text messages, and that's it. And obviously phone calls. Yeah, that's it. Like no social media at all. I have nothing. I don't want to know. Like it's so stressful. Like that's the biggest stressful part. It's like you know, because then I'll run into people, like I'll go out to events or something, and they'll be like, "Hey, I DM'd you about this." And I'm like, "Shit!" Like I don't know. I don't know.
Like, I got 500 DMs since I showed up here.
You should give the excuse. Sorry, dude. I don't run the page.
What?
You should just give the basic excuse of like, sorry, dude, I don't run the page.
Talk to my agent.
Yeah, that'd talk to my agent. that must be nice. But no, it's really hard. It's really hard to keep up with it. So if there's anyone that's DM'd me, then I haven't responded. I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't. It's somewhere in there probably.
Water under the bridge.
I genuinely feel bad. I wish I could respond to everybody. Like I really wish I could. Like it'd be really cool too, but it's so beyond my control at this point. I can't really do anything about it. So
I don't think you need to feel bad. I think you're doing good stuff for the community, for the riding scene. We love the videos.
Thank you.
Keep it going. Your toilet video, it's like you're probably watching this video while you're sitting on the toilet. I was dead ass shitting at work, just scrolling through Instagram, and then it's just you looking at me saying, it's like you're probably in the toilet right now. It's like dope.
I'm glad you liked that.
Yeah, that was a really
that was one of those videos where I was like, should I post this? I don't know if I should
post that was sick. You caught me red-handed. That was a good one. Well, sweet, dude. I appreciate it so much that you came all the way down here
Happy to do it.
Talk shit with us for like an hour. What are we at? Almost 2 hours.
50 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
good stuff.
Just flies by.
I know.
Well, I wish best of luck to you guys on everything you guys are doing.
Thanks.
So.
Same
Thanks, man.
as well to you, man. Best of luck in your travels.
Yeah.
Keep having fun, man. Looks like you're enjoying the journey. And
you guys got to get more people on this.
I know. We're trying.
Just keep pounding it out.
Yeah. We got a couple guests lined up. Yeah.
hit up everybody.
Yeah.
Just
what
like
we're doing.
I know we need
everyone.
to do
Just
that.
DM everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah, we got like 4 or 5 guests lined up right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we're hoping that this gives us some more traction too. And
Yeah.
so.
Well, yeah. Should be good. I mean, I hope so.
Cool, sweet, dude. Seabass, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for everybody listening to the Freehub Podcast, and hope to see you soon.
Go subscribe if you're not already to them.
Oh, thank you, dude. My camera died like 20
Oh,
minutes
is it?
ago.
Oh,
Yeah, my battery died.
I'm like
20
talking to
minutes
the
ago.
camera. It's
I don't know if the
not,
GoPro might still be going. Whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
anyways.
Go follow Normal Mountain Biker if you're not already. And thanks for listening.
on all platforms. Instagram,
TikTok,
YouTube,
Snapchat,
Rumble, Be Real.
Twitter. Which one? Be Real?
Yeah, you don't know Be Real?
No, what is that?
It's actually one of the social media platforms that, like, I don't have a Be Real, but basically you have to, like, it's just a picture of you, and it takes 2 pictures. You always take, like, a picture of yourself, and then it takes a picture of whatever is behind you. So it's like you're supposed to, like, be real. It's like,
Very niche.
yeah, it's like, this is what I'm doing.
Extremely niche. Wow.
Yeah, my girlfriend has it. But anyways,
All right. Anyway, now you know.
now you know. But,
Awesome. Thanks, you guys.
hey, no worries, dude.